copy of the local newspaper going, I should get off here.
I was fortunate. It was at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I just got off of work.
Or
there was a place for the car. I pulled in behind it, parked my ass up against the wall, and just anyway.
Yeah, it's like, or especially if it's a screamer where you have to drop your drawers, you're sitting on a trash can somewhere hoping no one, and then you're just going, oh, hot, 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 hot.
A friend of mine's dad, he tried to light one of his farts on fire, and he pulled his drawers down for it, and unfortunately, it came out a flaming missile.
Oh, that's nice, especially if there's people around, right? It's like a fireball in a siege, right? You just launched it off the back of a ballista.
Oh God!
Actually, the worst is when you're so shit-faced when this happens that while you manage to get your ass into the can on the corner of the street, it either A, falls over in mid-shit, with you still in it, or B, afterwards you've forgotten how the rest of your body works and you can't get out again. So there you are, clutching a copy of the Ottawa Citizen in your hand, looking around while the cop walks up and says, "What you doing?" "Oh, hi." "You see, officer, I took a shit in this garbage can here to forestall crapping in the gutter like we're in Bolivia or something. And now I find that my entire lower body has gone completely numb. I was wondering if you could take that taser and just knock me right the fuck out and maybe kill me by accident. Because frankly, at this point, mortified is a word that doesn't quite cover it. I'm sure in the German language there's a fucking word for what I feel right now, but could you just shoot me? Actually, can I write you a note to shoot me? Can you
Actually,
do that?
they don't have a word for it. They don't have a word for it, but they do a dance. You know where they slap the heels with the lead holes and.
They have a term for bad menstrual cramps though, which is Menschenschmerz, but unfortunately, I don't think there's one for this.
I'm also pretty sure those fine Ottawa cops wouldn't understand if I said, "Ja, und am having the Menschenschmerz." Probably, the fact that I'm also half in the bag is pretty. Yeah. This is very good. This is fucking fuck.
And incidentally, we are now live on Shit Night on the Insomnia Shuffle.
Yeah, so why did you get that trash bag tied around your waist? Oh, I'm going sack racing.
Right.
Actually, the worst thing about having to go to shit tactically is not having any ass wipe, because I'm telling you right now, you can fucking accept the fact that for a moment you're a Cro-Magnon man shitting against a tree in the bush somewhere. What you can or against a wall out in front of the McDonald's on fucking Rideau Street. But what you can't accept is the fact that there's nothing around except that fucking wino beside you who's busking. He's got his hat out. He's got his hat out and he wants money in it. So you grab his hat, dip the money on the fucking sidewalk, and go, "Oh, that's a lot better." This, by the way, incidentally, is also a recipe for an instant fight.
No, improvise, man. Take your shoes off and use your socks.
Yeah, if I ever found myself, without any shit paper, I would definitely use the sock, because you can just sock puppet that shit and just dig deep.
You can, yeah.
Hang on, I must object to this, being a grown man that has about 10 puppets lying around the house.
Yeah, no, it's like sock puppet. That is the best thing. I mean, you can just dig deep, go to work. It's awesome.
Yeah, but who wants to carry
puppet inside out? Crash.
It's a relationship with your puppet that we'll never forget.
But who wants to carry a shitty sock around? Unless you just ditch the sock after.
Yeah, you just ditch the sock. You can buy more. And basically, what you do with the sock after you're done doing your biz, and you can also with the sock puppet, you can twirl your fingers and itch just to get every nook and crevice.
The best ass wipe you'll ever have in your fucking life, and you realize
exactly. And then from the edge of the sock, you flip it inside out, and then you toss in the bin.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's like a sanitary napkin for your ass.
Exactly.
Does Sock Accountant know how you feel about him?
Listen, I would not wipe my ass with Sock Account for 2 reasons: left button, right button.
Oh.
Truth or consequences?
Consequences for sure, man. If I had any hemorrhoids I wasn't aware of, I definitely would be if I wiped my ass with a 2-button sock.
Oh man, that was.
I think that might upset Sokka though.
Well,
Is the fact that you wouldn't do that because he has button eyes?
I think if we rip the button eyes off, that'll be good. Although
But then he'd be
Yeah,
blind.
but then the poor guy'd be blind, man. What kind of person?
where he's going, he's not going to want to see anything.
That's right.
How do you know? You're assuming that he doesn't want to see.
I'm assuming. Yes, that is, and I'm gonna stick to that assumption. I'm sticking to it. Sokka, where you're going, you do not want to see what's about to happen to you. I'll tell you that much.
It's like a blind man eating pussy, but being pushed in by somebody else. You know, it's like this isn't right.
Why does it smell this way?
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't order the planet hatter. Yeah.
Why does it smell that way? Because douches can be a good thing.
Yeah.
Of course. Now, whereas taking a dump in public can be a product, taking a piss in public can be an art form.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you want to behave like one of the Italian statues, right? So you stand on the side of a koi pond or whatever and just fill that sucker up.
Water some flowers and stuff like that. Yeah, it's completely beneficial.
Yeah, strike a pose.
Yeah. Although there was a guy in my country a few years back who got pissed on Canada Day and pissed all over the War Memorial, and oh yeah, like the Ottawa Sun got this guy's picture, and since the sun chain goes all across the country, this fucking drunken fucker. His face was plastered all over. Like, you want to talk about your 15 minutes of hate? Oh, and the fucking Mounties caught up with him, and I think boot fucked him for 10 minutes straight or something terrible. Like, Paranor might remember that. Silly fucker pissed on the War Memorial. He was high as a fucking. He was drunk as a lord. He just fucking. I think I'll just have a little tinkle right here. This looks pretty fucking good. Next, he looks up and he sees a. Like, our War Memorial is essentially an enormous arch with a bunch of bronze doughboys from the First World War dragging along a cannon, sort of a mise-en-scène, as it were. And so you just look up and you see the soldiers looking down at you like, the fuck are you doing? Can you imagine? Fucking say, what the fuck are you pissing on our monument? Really?
It's amazing what some people will choose to piss on. I mean. With not being political or religious, it's just it's a I don't know, urinating really on anything is I don't know, it's
well thing is
it can be funny,
Yeah, especially if you pretend like you're a sprinkler and you actually add the sound effects.
Well, I'm going through my Skype list here, and since we're talking about shit, should we invite Bionic Dance?
Why not?
Oh.
Tell her it's going to be a
no.
party.
Yeah.
Ask her if she knows what the word bukkake means, and wait.
I'll be more than happy to have the most painful shit of my life if it means not talking to Bionic Dance.
Oh, don't worry, she won't come to one of my hangouts because she's convinced that I'm trying to somehow leech views off of her. Which is funny because
that sounds like somebody else I know who spends a lot of time complaining on the internet.
Oh, no.
Let's do this.
No, dude, it was even funnier because one of the first hangouts I was in with her, she's like, my top video has 30,000 views. I'm like, okay, that's nice. She's like, well, how many does your top video have? I'm like, over 1 million. She's like, what? Sorry, don't give a shit either.
See what happens when you leave your pants on?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I pissed in a hotel ficus once.
Oh.
Well, at least it was just a ficus.
I opened the door of some guy's car a few times and pissed in it.
I should explain.
when he was in the bar,
You know when you're walking down the street and you're really gonna go, and you're really gonna go, and there's a hotel, and it supposedly has a bathroom on the ground floor that's open to the public, but you go in and the concierge is one of those continental French dudes. He wants to do 12 things before he answers you because he knows you're not going to stay there. So you say, what the fuck? And you say, I got to go. So you try to find the thing on your own. Those giant potted plants they put sometimes, like the big ones with the big vases, So it's kind of around the corner, sort of a little out of the way. So zips.
Well, that's what they're for.
I turn around and the concierge is fucking standing there. He couldn't have helped me out 10 minutes earlier. But no, he could stand there and scold me because I pissed in one of his ficuses. I said, listen, I still even fucking start with me. I said, I asked you where the can was, and you were like, nah, just a minute, monsieur. I have to do this. So fuck you, I gotta go. All right, that's it. Besides, this is probably the best nutrient. This plant looks like it needs it anyway. So fuck it.
When
fuck
I
you.
first moved into this house, I had to have a new toilet installed, and at that point there was some other worker coming by to do work on something. I don't fucking remember what. But he's like, "Can I use your bathroom?" I'm like, "We're kind of getting the toilet installed." He's like, "Well, do you mind if I just go up back and like piss in the back of the building?" And I'm like, "You can't do that." He's like, "No, dude, it's not a big deal, you know. I'm like, "No, you can't fucking do that." He's like, "Well, why?" I'm like, "Dude, there's a middle school behind the house." He's like, "That'll be fine." I'm like, "Dude, the school's in session, man. What the fuck are you
Maybe I'll
thinking?"
just walk over to the school and use their urinal.
Can I stand on your balcony and yell "Born Free"?
Yeah, no shit. Like there was a middle school, school's in session. The track is right behind my fucking house.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I'm thinking, this is just what we fucking need. Hey, how you doing, kids?
Hey kids, here's your biology lesson in comparative anatomy for you. Here, take it.
Wow.
Just go to the farmhouse.
Yeah, then you get some people in uniform pop up. Yeah, can we talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand what you're talking about,
Don't
officer.
tase me,
How
bro.
come they don't arrest the cows fucking alongside the road then?
Yeah, we got a report of an exposed willy. Do you know of any willy that's been flopping around here? And you know, were you trying to pitch a tent? You know, water the garden, that kind of stuff.
Well, I don't see why I can't sit on my back porch and naked. This is America, land of the free. I mean, where's my constitutional right?
It's my constitutional right, even if there are middle schoolers walking around behind my house.
If I want to point my goddamn todger at a kid, that's it. That's fucking guaranteed to me by the Constitution.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen somebody piss out of the driver's side door while waiting for a light?
Oh man.
No, but I've thrown up through out the driver's side door quite a few times.
Boy, I thought I was white trash.
I lived in an apartment building where the people in the basement were questionable. I go downstairs to fucking do my laundry one day, and there's a guy pissing in the dryer. Now here's the thing, fellas. You gotta understand. 6 inches beside the dryer is a slop sink, and 6 inches beside the slop sink is a fucking washing machine.
He missed.
No.
Yeah, but the dryer keeps you warm.
So I'm looking at him and I'm like, you can't piss in the fucking sink, but you can piss in the fucking dryer.
I weren't sure which one to pee in, man. I had a 33% 1 in 3 chance of getting it right.
You know what he said? You know what he said to me? He looked at me, looked me right in the face. He said, "I don't ask you, do I?" And he fucking stomped off. I'm like, if I killed you, there isn't a court in the fucking country to convict me. And now you have to try and rinse out the dryer, right? You have to wash the dryer before you can dry your clothes because Geronimo has decided to fucking liquidate your fucking dryer.
Geronimo!
I'm telling you.
Hey Sam, how you doing? Let me
Sam.
let Sam in on the topic. Sam, where's the weirdest place you've taken a shit or piss?
Oh God, that's a long list.
When you actually have to think about it, that means you've lived a fulfilling life.
Apparently.
10 to 1 he starts off with, well, let's begin with the elephant.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing with piss is I'm a drinker, and they don't have bathrooms on subway cars in Chicago.
Yes, they
Get
do.
your mind out of the gutter. But basically,
just
me and
don't
my
piss
friend
on
were
both
walking
of
to
the things
this.
at the same time. Okay.
Yeah. We ended up pissing at the side of some industrial shipping company because neither of us could hold it longer because we were drinking while on the train like patriots.
Yeah.
See how if I bring in America, it's better.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, well, that makes it good. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
So side of a random building in River North, Chicago. Probably weird as piss. Weird as shit. Oh, that's a tough one.
Man.
Nothing's leaping to mind.
Nothing's coming out on that one.
Lake Michigan, probably.
Oh, well, who doesn't?
Well, Lake Michigan's already full of shit, so,
Yeah, I mean, that's probably Lake Michigan.
That's like somebody telling me they took a dump in Halifax Harbor. I'm like, if you didn't light it afterwards, then you're just not enjoying the whole show.
Well, Montreal and area could be filled with shit all around because they're still trying to dump it into the St. Lawrence. What is it, 26 million barrels raw sewage? Yeah, and before the
That's a
Harper
lot of shit.
government, the scientists said, no, it's okay. Now that Trudeau's in, they're going, no, not so much.
It kind of reminds me of a Drainism video.
Well, that's nothing but shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But
I was
Typified.
okay. Hang on.
I was
go ahead.
thinking. I was like, Drainism, a YouTuber that has mastered the art of talking out of his ass. No wonder why every time I go to his channel, it smells like pure raw sewage.
Actually, back in the Wild West, there are stories of a performer who used to actually perform on stage by farting varied songs.
I will now fart the national anthem.
Yeah.
Ooh, what the hell was he eating?
I don't know. Man.
Well, good sphincter
You know, I
muscles,
tell you, man. You know, if I'm up in the hills in 1849 in California, fucking toiling all day for my
In
little.
1814, we took a little trip.
What I really want more than anything is to come down and find someone playing "Oh Susanna" out as cornhole. I mean, I'm done. You know, after a long day of travail, I want to see somebody work his ass off as hard as I have. That's pretty much.
Could
it.
you imagine if they had marketing back then the way they do now? You know, they'd have some guy that could make, songs with fart noises.
Yeah,
And
it's
like,
like,
yeah, eat like the fart master,
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, Family Guy had a fart competition with Moore, and I have that as my ringtone.
Oh, Sam says he wishes the hangout was after he fucked the preacher's daughter.
Because then it would be more thematic.
Ah.
oh yeah, how's the preacher's daughter?
She is amazing.
Cool.
I really like her. We'll see if that works.
Show me your Song of Solomon.
Cool. Just don't show her
What about your Book of Titus? What about your Book of Titus?
No, baby. You're the one with the Book of Titus.
Oh, right.
I'm just going to open up the Book of Titus.
Did she act like a good little concubine?
Yeah.
We will see.
Yeah, is she one of those people that is more Christian and doesn't act like it, or is she annoying?
I was just going to ask if it involved a haircut.
Well,
Yours or hers?
Yeah, is she the person that says to be Christian but doesn't really act like it, or is she an
well, we
annoying
did talk
pile of
about
shit until she's in bed?
blowjobs on our first date, if that's any clue.
Oh,
okay.
that girl. She sounded
Preacher's
fun.
daughter.
That girl sounded fun.
That leads me to another possible topic for the room, brothers.
What about anal?
What's easy now? What's the most most compromising, uncomfortable / embarrassing place you've ever had sex?
Oh God.
Well, what are we counting for uncomfortable? Like mentally or physically or emotionally?
Well, uncomfortable. It's more along the lines of somebody opened the door and found you there, or somebody turned on. You thought you were in a quiet place and you found out that it was actually an orchestra pit for a concert or whatever. That sort of thing.
When the cat jumped on my ass in mid-swing thrust.
Don't you hate it?
That was
Don't
the
you hate
most
it when
uncomfortable.
you're laying the pipe to a missionary and the cat walks up behind you and says, "Look at them things bouncing. I gotta get them." And puts
in my case, I think it would honestly just be a church parking lot. A gal that I knew was giving me a blowjob just as church started getting out. It was a little awkward. All the people in their Sunday best with their little kids and this and that. I'm like, oh, not good timing.
So you would have been the second coming?
Yeah, apparently.
Very much.
Mommy, there's some guy, there's some woman kneeling down in front of a guy who's yelling Jesus. I don't know what's going on.
Why is he religious?
Okay, I was Disney parking lot for Animal Kingdom.
Disney. It's a small cock after all.
Yeah.
I got a hand job in a church basement.
Actually, you're doing it wrong. If you're doing it inside a church, you should be on the altar.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, I mean, but still,
The problem is, in terms of the Catholic Church at least, those little covers they put over them, those suckers slide pretty bad.
I don't really have any places that are terribly interesting. I did have sex next to a church, but
I actually belong to a very strange little club. There's a number of individuals who've either had sex with me in the room thinking I was asleep, or had sex with me in the room and just didn't give a shit that I was in the room. And most of, like
Wait a minute. You're part of this club, so you've had sex with yourself in a room and didn't give a shit that you were in the room. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's the beatnik in me, fucking heathen. You sort that shit out in your own mind. But
I'm working on it. Keep going.
but no, I was in. Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
What's going on? We'll have no fucking live action role playing in here.
I was just bored, just slapping my pecker around. Nothing else to do.
Well, as I said to the room out there, yes, we are degenerating tonight.
In 1990, my best friend was laying pipe to his girlfriend, and he convinced her that I was asleep. I don't know why the fuck she bought it, since I was upright in the bed next to her reading fucking a book by candlelight. But he'd convinced her that I was asleep, and so he laid the Mozart to her, right? Like that's a full concerto right there, complete with the aria, the symphony, the whole deal. But she only really clued in when the phone rang about 6 times, and eventually I said, "I'll get it." And so, that thing girls do sometimes when they suddenly become apprehensive in the middle of the act and everything seizes up and you're not going anywhere. Well, that happened to my best friend. There were a lot of words that are not found in the King James Bible, and a great deal of attempting to calm the girl down so that my poor friend could extricate his dick before the second coming. But that was the first in what would have a long series of instances where I just happened to be in the room while people were having sex and nobody seemed to give a shit.
All he had to do was cough, and then it kind of triggers the response to release the muscles. So.
Actually,
I will immediately invent a time machine and go back to 1990 and say, "Great Scott! All you have to do is cough."
I found that a well-timed joke is actually a wonderful thing.
No, the well-timed joke should have been when he pulled his pants down, but
no, the well-timed joke is to get those Kegels going right at the right moment.
Kegel, 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 I hate it when I'm stuck.
Clamp down, hold that sucker in there. You're not going anywhere. Oh shit.
Kegel, literally, what the fuck?
my love of alcohol gets me to the point where I don't necessarily need, Kegel strength. It's just short of Jenna Jameson on methamphetamine, no one is getting me off. In the words of the band The Pogues, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray o'er the hills of mountains and to America. You're sweet, you're strong, something, you're spunkier than tea. Whiskey, you're my devil, drunk and sober. So,
yeah.
If I knew the entirety of the lyrics, that would be better. But I don't remember I drink whiskey when I listen to that song. So.
Oh, the Bible-thumping Wankstein show is on. Islam idols, Son of God teachings, Quran versus the Bible. Remember, kids.
That's probably why Prudent left.
Oh, so they're having that competition of who has the better imaginary friend.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Remember, kids, Matt Slick is smarter than you, and if you're not sure, he'll tell you.
Yep. What a sack of shit that one is.
Heavy dollar pay.
Now, 13. Are you sure we can't nominate Matt Slick for Dumb Fuck of the Year because
he's not dumb? You can't call him stupid. He's not stupid. He may be annoying. He may be arrogant. He may be shitheaded. He may be mule-brained. But he's not stupid. They have to be dumb. Come on.
It'd be the deliberately dishonest fuck of the year, and that's a different award.
Yeah, that is a different award. You're
Matt
right.
Slick and degeneracy. Ain't no one mad at Matt Slick's daughter.
No.
Ain't no one mad at her.
She's pretty. I gotta give her that. I'm a 44-year-old man, so I gotta keep my aesthetic enrapturement at younger women down to a fucking dull roar, lest I get carted off Beasley style.
Yeah.
But
you don't want to find yourself. You don't want
Show me your tits.
You don't want to find yourself wandering into rooms and seeing a woman for the first time and going, "Show me your tits." We don't have.
By the way, Heathen, I laugh my brains out listening to that hangout, and you quipping that apparently in Australia the way phones ring is it sounds like you put a quarter up a parrot's ass.
Yep.
I just about fucking died listening. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, oh, Beasley style, whoop, 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 and they're dragging him up. I swear, it's one instance where I wish his webcam would have worked. It's like, nah, I can't care. I'm not leaving. They're dragging him out by his balls. Nah, Benny. Benny, I need controls, Benny, Benny, Benny. Fucking dragging him away.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine the conversation he had with the ranting on the way to the hospital?
Oh, I
Like,
can only
unless-
imagine.
His
Point
intake,
of contention. Point of contention.
his intake assessment specialist must have just had enough fucking shit to write her master's thesis.
Oh,
like,
after
right
he was
there.
done talking about his
Yeah.
book and how he didn't know there were trolls on the internet and how they were all targeting him and how the trolls on the internet was actually part of a conspiracy to prevent his book from being published properly and getting circulated.
She walks right out of there into the fucking defense of her master's degree, instant fucking certification. Boom, right there. He gets,
Mr.
he
Pumpkin,
gets, he gets,
how are you tonight?
he gets
Wow.
3 seconds from the fucking dessert cart every fucking day he's there for gratitude.
And they wonder why some people drink.
Well, you know, it does go to show one thing. You can actually stick God in a psych ward. Because he
Well.
was actually claiming that in the end. In the
I
end
know
times.
he was. He was claiming it in the end. I know because I was in a hangout with him that I wouldn't let him go live with it, where I was pretending to be the devil.
Oh yeah,
And,
the whole, you know, sitting there trying to hawk his book to the people that are about to take him to a psych ward. I'm like, yeah, that's going to help.
Have you
Well,
read
see-
my book? Had something gaud.
Wow.
See, that way we all have a chance to become enlightened before he gets out of the psych ward, so we can all, like, welcome him back with, like, open arms saying, Rob, you were right. Rob, you were right.
Oh, no. That's what led to this problem. You had a number of people bringing him into the community and agreeing with his delusions, which they are now sitting there blaming, you know, the trolls, quote, quote, for, all for this whole thing when they're the idiots that brought him in here and were encouraging him to get more and more fucked up.
I wondered where he came from to begin with. I mean, it just...
Well, I wonder if we can all chip in and send down cover a fucking gorillagram. That's what I'd want to wonder. Open your front door and there's a silverback gorilla chained to your porch and he wants to have fun.
I'm all for that.
I think what a lot of people are forgetting are the victims that have happened through all this. And
Oh no, my friend, nobody's forgetting the victims.
no, I mean, I don't think Jello will ever be the same. I don't think Renee will ever be the same. I mean, I'm sure both of them have spent days at a time in darkness and gloom. You know, especially Jello being called fatty. You know, Rob affected a lot of people's lives, and
Actually, I have to add some more of the room here. Give me a second. There we go.
Yeah,
And we have
Rob,
a
I think is not only mentally, you know, fucked up, but also kind of a dickhead in general. So,
Yeah,
honestly, if he stays gone, I'm not gonna miss him.
Well, you
even
got
if he was
yourself a
saying
complex.
If he stays gone, it would probably be better for his mental health, quite honestly.
Yeah,
Well,
really.
wouldn't it be hilarious if he started holding fucking hangouts from the booby hatchery, right?
Oh my
And then
gosh, he would if he could. You know it.
He's sitting there and is wrapped up in his little white coat, going, "All right, then, so I'm here in heaven, being God and all."
I would
then
put the coffee pot on, man. I'd be watching this.
And then every now and then, when it was time for him to go, you just see the orderly just grab him like, "Yoink!" Fucking. All right,
This is up, Ron.
Well,
Point
I
of
actually,
contention. Point of contention.
well, actually, let me cut in here for a moment before it potentially gets brought out into the public light. After the hangout, I had a certain individual via Google Plus, who shall be renamed out something or other. I am outbound, who wanted a copy of the unedited audio. And I was like, no, dude, I'm editing out all the private information as well as some of the, you know, long pauses, etc. Fuck you. And he's like, I want it. So he kept bugging people. Finally, he goes and starts bugging my editor. My editor tells me about this. I'm like, I tell you what, tell him that my integrity's worth 10 grand.
Huh.
So, yeah, fuck them. Because
So, did
there's
you get the 10 grand?
nothing... The only thing I edited out, honestly, on the most part, was my editor sitting there while she was in the hangout going, la 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 la, whenever he was trying to give out his phone number. That's pretty much it. There's nothing worth listening to other than a side conversation we had afterwards while we were waiting to see if anything else happened.
If only there had been such a creature when Downcover fucking managed to dock drop himself, and then somebody took his phone number and stuck it on 4chan. He was apparently averaging 40 fucking crank phone calls a night. Apparently this drove him just fucking beaters. And I mean, Downcover is not the calmest fucking,
he's
waters
kind of a
on the
douche,
ocean
to say the
begin with.
least. He's a
So he apparently went screaming into various fucking hangouts, just bloated for bear. And then every now and then he'll appear on the, yes, R2, I know, I'm getting there. And he appeared on he appears in the comment sections of my midnight salons every now and then to say something fucking, 6-year-oldish that he thinks, I suppose, is nasty. I don't know. I usually don't dignify him with allowing it to stay there for any length of time. But then these people, I don't know, like, were these utter...
Ah, crap, wrong button. Sorry, let me fix that. Let me find it. Ah, where was my own chair? Damn it, I don't believe I fucking did that. Let me get back in here if I can. Don't believe I clicked the wrong fucking button. Let's see now. Do I have my own fucking link? Let me find it. Ah, fucking up. There we go. Sorry about that. Click the wrong button. Close the wrong fucking tab. Oops, let me fix that.
Well, he's fucking J-Dubs, and, it's I think once you remember that he's J-Dubs,
There we go.
It all fucking
was
falls
funny.
into place.
Oh, so he is J-Dubs. No wonder I never liked him.
I don't know. I have a lot of people insisting that he's not, including somebody that's allegedly seen him. But I don't know whether I trust that or not.
Well, I mean, this is a guy who will not turn on his camera to prove he's not J-Dubs, will not use his own voice to prove that he's not J-Dubs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this guy could clear the situation up in 10 seconds every single time that the allegation is made, and he chooses basically never to do so. So as far as I'm concerned, he's J-Dubs.
Yeah.
Yep, I can see that. And you want something that's totally fair. That's totally fair. And if he has the ability to basically prove otherwise, and he chooses not to, whose fault is that?
Like, I can understand if you don't want to come on camera. I get that. I don't want to come on camera. I don't want poor Heavy Hauler to turn to stone looking at me. But, the thing is that Benny never, ever, ever uses his real voice. Never. He always speaks through an Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard, right? So, as far as I'm concerned, he's J-Dubs. Either that or he's retarded. Either way, he deserves to get shot right beside fucking Downcover, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no one wants to see my face because I'm kind of a burn victim. Oh, hi, Angry Pumpkin. How you been, you cunt?
No, it's Gabriel. He has such a way with words.
We were talking about you missed young Prudent being in here, and we were talking about being degenerates.
Yes.
You could have scarred him so much.
Oh, I'm sure he had so much to add to that conversation.
I think we scared him off.
This one time I said the word poop, and it was a bad word.
Let me do my screen here.
Nice.
It's just so fucking crazy.
Oh,
It has become a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
Well, as long as everybody laughs at somebody, they are a joke.
well, it'll be more like one of those uncomfortable laughs, like you're just trying to get the situation to end like really quickly. Oh, ha 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 ha. Okay, so anyway.
Oh dear God.
It's more like the uncomfortable laugh when you realize someone's just shit themselves and you're trying to save their dignity, even though you want to just smush their face into it to treat them like a dog and just be like, no, don't shit here. Shit in the place where you're supposed to.
Yeah, but
In the
sometimes
place where
you
you should.
poop already.
Oh shit, it's Benna.
Benneberry, how you been, man?
You know, when I poop my pants afterwards, I rub my nose in it to teach myself a lesson.
Okay.
All right, your erotic rituals are very different than mine.
Yes.
I think honestly, I think I'm pretty sure this is how the Romans felt in the last days of the Empire. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure at the last days of the Empire, most of the Romans weren't thinking about shit. They were thinking, why is that barbarian running at me with a battle axe?
Or if you prefer, why is this shit happening to me?
Why is the strip bar closed?
I don't know. Why is it closed? I feel like there should be a punchline to that somewhere.
Well, why was the... Never mind. All right, move on.
Moment when you realize it's just a
Move
lost
on,
cause.
people. Move on, people.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Humor, humor is an
Move
awful
on.
lot. Humor is an
Go
awful
on,
lot
you-
like it.
Shadow,
Humor-
your people can edit this part out.
Okay, okay. Humor
My
is-
people don't edit shit on shuffles, man.
Humor is an awful
13,
lot
13.
like an old guy's sex life. Not every attempt is successful.
Hey, it's 13.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be I'm going to be on vacay in summer, heading to the west side of the of this fuckhole known as the United States.
Now, tell us why we should care.
Well, basically, if you can send me a message over Skype on which town I need to pass through without dropping your dogs, that'd be great, because I need to plan this shit out.
Well, I will do that, and I'll be more than happy to see about inviting you by my wonderful domicile and offering you a little bit of hospitality, as long as you don't do the down corner thing and then dox me.
No. Well, here's my plan. I want to go to California eventually to meet up with Sam and Jade and all that. But I also want to stop in Arizona to meet up with Prudent, because I want to see if he'll do the pepper spray challenge and not cry like a bitch.
I hear there's this lovely town in California called Compton that's really warm and inviting. And
Well, also
come
Drain is
straight out
there.
of
I
there.
want to see if I can punch him in the fucking face.
I'm sorry, who do you want to see if you can punch in the face?
Drainism.
Okay, I thought you said Dre. I'm like, oh, somebody's tired of being alive. Okay.
I would say, well, the highlight would definitely be Prudent, because I want to say, okay, so Prudent, here's how it works. If I spray you in the face with this pepper spray and you don't cry like a bitch for 2 solid minutes, I give you $500. But if you don't, then you don't get the money, and I get to post this shit on YouTube.
I don't give him 5 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to visit Prudent. He might be in danger of having fun,
Oh, yeah.
which is a fear that
it'll prompt a 6-paragraph backlash on G+ the next day.
Oh, I see. 6 whole
Yeah.
paragraphs. Wow, someone's pissed.
Oh yeah, that's what happens that's what happened when Annabelle and a couple of friends and I tried to urge him to actually go out for Halloween.
Ah. Well, it's
He is a
So
dull-ass
Kevin and
motherfucker.
Jack-
because Anger Pumpkin was supposed to come with me on that. You know, Anger Pumpkin was supposed to come with me on this do a big road trip and meet up with Prudent. And I forget, Anger Pumpkin, how are you going to ruin his life again?
I wouldn't want to let him find out beforehand.
Oh,
Let's just say it-
I know you said something to me over Skype, and I don't actually remember anything other than laughing hysterically to the point where I couldn't breathe.
I vaguely remember it involves hookers and something that can get you 10 years in prison.
Only 10.
Oh.
So one of my best friends, he's from Tempe, Arizona, and we were hanging out, and Jackie and Kevin visited this weekend.
I heard
and
about
they
that.
asked about ASU, and I gave them what, because we were saying, like, we know this really egotistical psychology student from ASU, and what do you think if you're from Tempe, so you can, I just give him shit because, it's easy to give him shit, and then I said Prudence GPA, and my friend could not stop laughing because apparently he had taken one of their upper level math classes and gotten an A in high school there.
Oh yeah,
So-
13. I got it. Thanks.
So that was enjoyable,
Yep.
just seeing someone who didn't even know Prudent laugh at his expense.
Well, that's basically the whole point of this trip was to have fun, and I can think of no better way to spend it than to pepper spray somebody for, and post it up on YouTube, because I know one thing that I tried. I got pepper sprayed by this, and I went down on. I collapsed in pain, and especially when I was taking a shower and it ran down and got into my junk area. So then my fucking dick and nuts were on fire for the next 6 hours. Oh, it was fucking horrible.
Let me get this straight. Redline did something that made him act like a bitch. Stop the fucking presses.
But I was thinking, like, okay, what if Prudent were to actually take this challenge, and then I were to, because at that time I'm planning on having my 4K camera, because everything's better than 4K.
Oh,
And they're like,
nice.
so Angry Pumpkin would be there with the can of pepper spray and be like, are you ready to go? He would say no. Angry Pumpkin, being the cunt that he is, would say, too bad, bitch, and fucking pepper spray the shit out of him. And then after he starts crying like a bitch, you know, post it up.
Well, hang on. Let's let Pumpkin speak for himself in this matter.
Okay, I have a way to make this more entertaining. Right. What we do is, now, we give him the option. One, he gets pepper sprayed point blank in the face. We laugh, he cries, we punch him in the face, it's hilarious. Option two, we make him a curry. We say it's fairly spicy, you eat that way. He doesn't know that it's got a Californian
Ghost
Reaper in it.
pepper in it.
Okay. So it's got a Californian Reaper in it, but we tell him, don't worry, you can have a drink. You get 1 glass of water, except it's not water, it's poaching, which is around about 90-95% alcohol.
Oh, that's gonna hurt like a son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can see exactly where this is going. Prudent, knowing that macing is painful, will go, I'll just take the curry, because I'm crazy. He'll take 1 bite, shit himself out of fear, burn out his mouth, and go, water, drink.
Red.
Pinhead ain't got nothing on y'all.
Red, you have to promise me something, that you, with that 4K camera, that you will be able to do high-speed footage so you can slow it down nicely.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh, okay, so
Prudent won't agree to it though.
it looks like
Because he's not a total and complete idiot. I mean, he's just mostly an idiot.
Wait. Can I just say, I want to see the exact moment. I want to narrow it down to the frame where we see Prudent's fucking spirit break.
Yes, brother, sing it.
No one knows.
This is exactly
No
why
one
Angry
knows
Pumpkin is an evil,
exactly.
sadistic
No one
bitch.
knows exactly when Dexter, who's nicknamed Prudent on the internet, accidentally went mad and shot everyone near him with a rifle. Some say it was after the ill-fated visit of 2 supposed friends from out of town,
Some say it's after he bought his first rifle.
which was shortly after 2 supposed friends from out of town.
Had to go to the
He's
gun nut thing.
He's standing in the fucking gun shop, hopping foot to foot.
Yeah.
I mean, went on and on and on about having
Here's how this news.
carry permit.
Come on, 2 at a time. You know the rule.
Here's how the newscast would go. And here we can see the final hours of young Prudent's life as he enters the gun stores, flanked by 2 men who eagerly yearn him to buy the biggest, ballsiest weapon he can. Here you can clearly see them laughing at him for picking up a small weapon. And he cries, pisses himself, and runs away.
On a bit of an aside, though, I just have to make a vague comment that the Beasley video is actually unlisted, but it has 250 frickin' views damn near right now. That's fucking amazing for an unlisted video.
It might have been shared 1 or 2 times.
I have only 1 video unlisted, and I think it only has like 10. So damn.
Well, you know, he did specifically say to share it with the guys, but he didn't say who the guys are, so yeah.
I guess share it with everyone. Well, if he's enlightened, I think everyone would like to see his enlightenedness in action.
Yeah, but at the same point, it's like, okay, fine, I'll just unlist it, and for those people that were affected by his presence here, we can get the share out there.
Yep.
Let's get a link.
Share the love, 13. Share the love.
Hang on a second. Let me grab it.
Yeah, but of course, the main goal would be to meet up with Scientist Sam and just fucking get shit-faced. I want to see who can win in a drinking competition, him or Angry Pumpkin.
Angry Pumpkin definitely can.
You told me that you would put up a fucking challenge. Don't tell me you're whipping.
I would put up a fight. That doesn't mean I would win. You know.
Here, let me put it in the sidebar here.
I just gotta, you know, I'll try to, when you guys visit, hopefully we can get a bigger presence of people going out. It's sort of hibernation.
You can actually get a chant going, chug, 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 chug.
Well, like, I'm really hoping is that what we can, when you guys visit, is that my friend Ariel and her very attractive friends are in town.
There we
Her
go.
name is Ariel.
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 So not quite a Little
Asshole.
Mermaid.
Jelly.
So not quite a Little Mermaid.
No. I wouldn't
I
imagine.
mean, if you want to stick your dick in that mermaid, be my guest.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the thing.
Actually, don't be my guest. I have dibs on her of the group of friends because we're family friends, and I like making things be uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, I was going to say not quite a mermaid. This one has legs you can spread.
And I heard if it was an actual mermaid, their vaginas are serrated. So good luck.
Ouch. Is she a redhead?
She's a yoga instructor, so yeah.
Oh,
yoga instructor. Oh, that just makes it a lot better.
This is what I do with my life because I realize that it really just is kind of depressing if I don't. My love life is kind of depressing if you don't just add these trivialities to it. They're like, oh, objectively, this is just a meaningless string of short-term relationships and one-night stands with people because I'm arbitrarily picky and have bad luck. But if I frame it as, oh, look, I crossed another country off of my list, it's slightly less depressing.
So keeping a tally. Keep a tally and let that tally be your distraction.
It is my distraction. I'm the only person I know with Kuwait on my list.
I'm pretty sure
Pakistan on my list.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people from Kuwait that have that taken off their list as well.
In the U.S. In the U.S.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who were originally from Kuwait.
You know what? Fuck you, Angry Pumpkin.
I know you want to.
Why are you ruining things?
Hey, Pumpkin, he's wanted to cross Ireland off his list.
Incidentally, just as a reminder to folks out there,
just
as a reminder to those folks out in chat world, for anyone that wants to join, we do currently have 6 slots open. The join link is on the Shadow Heathen G+ channel. Sorry, back to our regularly scheduled bullshit.
Yes, if anyone here is actually thinking of trying Irish, I would just like to point something out. Irish women are fucking crazy. They are crazy enough that they make Irish men think, no.
Incidentally, I should note that over the course of that video, he does actually say they're coming to take me away several times. Granted, it's usually things like they're coming to try to take me away or wanting to take me away, but it could make for a great rap remix of the old classic "They're Coming to Take Me Away" song. The question is, who's going to do it first?
Ooh, they're coming to take me away, haha.
Yeah, you got it. The funny part of life is beautiful all the time. I love those men in their nice white coats. They're coming to take me away, ha ha, hee hee, ho ho, yes.
So Redline, when you visit, are we going to go to the barcade? There's a bar arcade near my place.
I'm planning on heading over there sometime in the summer because it's not hot as hell already. So I want it to be absolutely sweltering. So we'll go there in the summer. I'm thinking like around June, July. Stop off in Texas, meet up with 13. Stop off in wherever the fuck Arizona and meet up with Prude and try to get him to do some stupid shit and record it in 4K at high frame rate so we can get the slow-mos in just for you guys. And then hop over to Cali and meet up with your sorry ass, and we'll go ahead and get shit-faced.
That'll be a good time. I like getting shit-faced, even though now my hangovers are getting worse. I hate aging.
And we have Lee Bacon. Okay, come on in. Not sure who Lee Bacon is, but okay.
Something tells me I probably shouldn't be playing Metal Gear Solid while listening to this. Nah, fuck it.
Nah, go for it. If you get your ass kicked, we'll just laugh at you. That, and I have all cameras off anyway on my end, so... It's not like anyone will witness it on the stream.
Yay, boss battles with invisible people. Fuck this shit.
Gus, have I missed any good midnight salon moments in the past few days?
Hey, you know what goes on in the salon stays in the salon?
But you could, I meant just yes or no. I don't need specifics.
Hey, it's always good in my salons. My salons are a lovely place.
Ah.
Where everyone wears a funny face, and the streets are paved with gold, and no one ever grows old.
Unlike Shuffles, where everything's public, but everything is... Unlike Shuffles, where everything is public and meant to be forgotten. The next day after waking up with a hangover.
I find the best way to forget something is never to learn it in the first place.
I don't have a saying for my clusterfucks. That's usually Angry Pumpkin usually says, says that they're this, that, and all that. So you just go there to be the worst possible human being.
Let's be honest here. He usually says "fuck all of you."
Okay, if you want something that speaks to the brevity of Redline's Hangouts, here's all you need to know. The caption that should be for Redline's Clusterfucks is, "Welcome to hell, we've reserved you a seat, sit the fuck down."
Mm-hmm. No, we always start off with something incredibly rude and disrespectful from Angry Pumpkin, and last time it was rape jokes.
That just sounds awesome.
Can I just point out, something I noticed when I was making the jokes, I could tell that there was a few people uncomfortable who just did not want to take those jokes, and that's what made it funny. Because, it was convincing them, this is what rape's like, something against your will.
Who wants to hear a rape joke? No, that's the spirit.
Actually, some of the funniest ones that you've ended up having to delete afterwards.
Yeah, well, that's because the flagging warriors will definitely come in and.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of a clusterfuck. You go there, you be just the biggest piece of shit imaginable, and then you delete it, and then it's gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
Although if anyone else wants to take it, be my fucking guest. I don't give a shit. But it's not staying on my channel.
I've decided I think I need to add some jokes to this hangout.
Wait a minute. Just list off the people that are in it. There you go.
Ah.
Ooh.
Starting with me.
But I decided that I wanted to play a game with my girlfriend, so I decided, hey, do you want to play Fire Truck? She said, yeah, sure. Get naked. I'm going to stick my dick in you. We're going to have some fun, but whenever you want me to stop, you say red light. Okay. We start having our fun. About 10 minutes in, she says, red light, at which point I hold her down and say, fire trucks don't stop for red lights.
Ba-dum bump.
Go fuck yourself.
See, that's the Angry Pumpkin we know and love.
Yep.
Here's a rape joke, Bill Cosby. That's enough.
Oh.
Yep, thank you.
No. Bill Cosby's not a rape joke, he's a rape idol.
I mean, I like pudding pops.
Pudding pops. Let's see, and who the fuck is this?
Can I just point out that all of the old school American rapists you have don't have shit on Jimmy Savile?
I don't know who that is.
Pedo.
Oh. Okay,
BBC
let me put it this way. Do you know what the Sugar Puff monster is?
No.
Okay. Jimmy
Sounds
Savile...
like a really angry gay dude.
No. The Sugar Puff monster is a cereal mascot. He's a big, hairy, tracksuit wearing monster that tells...
Oh, you mean the guy who, like Sugar Bear over here.
Yeah.
He fronts for a puffed wheat, a toasted, frosted puffed wheat cereal.
Oh
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
13. I don't want to derail anything, but I gotta ask you this real quick. There's a dumb fuck currently speaking to me by name of Grizz Frank. He's a flat Earth conspiracy nut, Bible thumping piece of shit. Can I give him the link so that we can make fun of him?
Go for it.
Yeah, how's he supposed to fucking get in? We're fucking packed, stacked, and racked. From the
No.
back.
This hangout can handle 15 people.
Oh well, pardon me. I spoke too soon.
Yeah, Gus. Gus, do me a favor, shut the fuck up. So I'll go ahead and give him the link.
Hey, Red. So when you're done fucking around, come bounce to your knees and blow me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, can I just point out this hangout can take as many people as Burton's asshole?
Oh.
The pumpkin is the only person I know that can make rape funny.
Wait, we
Well,
have to go back to
I'm still waiting for him to actually do it, but whenever.
we'd have to go back in history in the shuffles and go back to the 9-hole reference of Prudent Golf Course.
Prudent.
He's probably aware that I'm actually in this hangout, so let me just say something. Hey, Grizz, get your fucking ass in here. Prove to me that you actually know what the fuck you're talking about, you little cunt.
Who is this?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Grizzle?
Flat Earth fucking conspiracy nut that basically believes the Earth is flat because it says so in the Bible. Because nothing in the Bible is pure horror.
Hey, Reds, has your 6'5" ass ever figured out that generally speaking, these people don't jump into rooms full of people who disagree with them when they're by themselves?
Well, you've been wrong before.
Yes, that's true. Even the most accurate Swiss watch can lose a few seconds, but
Even if he tries to use the excuse it's not because this one can handle 15.
Yeah, basically, you know, it's worth a shot. I figured.
I'm sure he wants 14 people who don't believe in the flat Earth to be all of them itching to be his personal proctologist.
No.
I'll actually argue his side.
If you guys, Red and Irish, when you an Angry Pumpkin, when you guys visit Pruden in Arizona, please make him hit on a girl and please film it, because I get sad sometimes because I'm underpaid and I really need things to cheer me up.
Well, that's the whole idea with the 4K camera. I'm gonna get the best camera I can possibly get my hands on, and it will be to record the road trip. And yes, I will definitely get Prudent making a complete and total ass out of himself just for your guys' entertainment.
Do we need to take
the
4K for a hooker for him? Or?
The 4K will stand for when he finally gets fed up. He fucking shoots and kills Red, kills Irish, kills Sam, and then kills himself. There, 4K right there.
Yeah.
Honestly, if that ever happens, I give people permission to use that footage in any way they see fit.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to step in here for a second because there's some stuff going on in external side chat, and I'm going to have to derail this for a moment. The situation in terms of the whole Beasley thing, there's a lot of people that are acting like this is some horrible thing that he's been carted off to a psych ward and what have you. And I honestly don't understand why. Now, mind you, as a kid, I did spend probably the first, I did spend 4 to 6 years of my early life going psych ward to psych ward. And it's really not that big a deal. I mean, you go in there are people that are more sympathetic, they get you medicated, and it's actually a lot better and more supportive than out in the, so to speak, outside world in terms of trying to deal with problems that you have. But even more so, you're not going to have people enabling you and reinforcing delusions. I mean, he's a guy that needs help.
I was a security guard who worked...
YouTube enforced and helped his delusions.
I was a security guard who worked at the Royal Ottawa Hospital, which is essentially the central inpatient facility for psychiatric stuff for a while, and I can tell you that they're not harshly treated. As a matter of fact, one of the ways they keep them docile is they stuff them full of fucking dessert all the time.
It's always snack time, man.
They feed them 4 times a day, and each time they fucking give them dessert cart. Yes, even breakfast, they give them dessert cart.
Where do I sign up?
So I mean, if now that's not the Jesus Christ, Irish, are you beating your dick against the microphone or what the fuck over there?
Would you like to know?
No, not really.
Oh, okay, Irish, stop with the dick.
I don't know if Australia is anywhere near close, but I mean,
Australia?
these aren't. My point is, these aren't Victorian fucking sanatoriums where they put the cage around your head, throw you into the fucking thing, and then 6 months later you're in the corner fucking eating bugs like Renfield from Dracula, going, "The monster's coming, the monster."
No, generally speaking, they tend to be pretty nice and comfortable facilities. They want to keep you in a comfortable and safe environment. And from what I understand, Australia actually has a really good mental health system in this regard. They even have people that have been through the system. They're working as patient advocates to make sure that the patients are treated well.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
ECT is just fun.
So the long and the short of it is, don't cry for me, Argentina. Fuck, he's fine, man. He's a bit miffed because he's not going to get his own way, and he's not going to be able to get on the internet and start trouble. Big fucking deal. Even in a place like Google Hangouts, I think it's reasonable to say that you need to be at least this tall to ride the ride.
Well, also in his particular case, towards the last couple of days that he was out there doing this shtick, his behavior was radically changing. Now, granted, he the week before had been making random death threats to people and all this other shit. Even to me, he made 5 death threats in one day, as well as claiming that he was going to cause me to have another stroke and relishing the concept. So, I mean, we're talking kind of a piece of shit at this point, but that very last week, though, he was going around trying to get women into private chats because he wanted them to show him his tits, and had also gotten a 14-year-old into a chat to try to get the kid to masturbate for him. Yeah. So if he hadn't been hospitalized and kept going that way, you tell me where he would have ended up.
Didn't he even acknowledge the fact that it was kind of pedo of him to do that?
Well, of course, I don't think it needs any explicit acknowledgement. I think it's implicit.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately somebody who is on the Hangouts and who is also lives in Australia would have fucking looked him up and killed him. It's a bit of been that simple.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you push hard enough on the internet, you know, it does pop out into the real world, and I think sometimes people forget that at their own peril. You know, if you're enough of a tyrant on the net, it will catch up with you in the real world.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Canada has cyberbullying laws after some teen suicides because of cyberbullying from the internet.
Here's something I think about is I've dealt with suicide in my life. I've fucking listened to all of the government fucking sponsored bullshit. Oh, we need to be nicer on the internet. Here's the best way if you want to reduce teen suicides due to bullying. Explain to them that everyone is a piece of shit. That everyone loves nothing more than fucking with someone else to make themselves feel better. Occasionally they lift people up to make themselves feel better. But at the end of the day, fuck all of what anyone else says actually matters. And if you want to take it into your head that, this fucking random person who I've never seen before, who doesn't use their own fucking profile picture, has called me fat, therefore I'm fat. No, here's a better idea. Tell that person to suck a fuck and die in a fire.
Yeah, the problem with teenage cyberbullying is that oftentimes the kind of shit that used to be something that you and I just had to put up with in school, right? Like, you go to school and that shit happens, and okay, well, it's school, but you can always come home, you can always go to your room, you can always shut the door, and you get a place to fucking decompile, you get a place to de-stress. But with the internet, that shit, you know, the shit that you put up with at school chases you around, you know, everywhere you go. And if you want to be part of a community, which, let's face it, not everybody's a fucking misanthrope, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be part of a community, particularly if you want to be part of, for instance, your high school Facebook community, you find that essentially now it just doesn't end. And now you're bombarded with constant messages, day and night, from the very people who, you know, they don't understand what they're doing. And I think it's nice to sort of say, oh, well, you know, the bullshit government messages, but I think part of the way that you address a national problem is you start top down and bottom up.
Yeah, actually, if I can jump in for 1 second,
I think
though.
you meet in the middle.
In terms of the Beasley thing, though, it wasn't him being trolled. I mean, I was added to a number of the different groups he was in, and every morning he would come in and kick the hornet's nest.
I don't think anybody was talking about Beasley.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we've moved on.
I'm sorry. I'm still reading the external, so.
No, when I'm getting on about the bullshit government, I mean the ones here in the brilliant place that is Northern Ireland, land of the 5 seasons. It's just the idea that basically every government-sponsored scheme boils down to 3 things. Report abuse, which you should know to do anyway. Basically, it always boils down to 3 things. Report abuse, don't listen to other people, and, you know, or report abuse, tell your parents, and be nice online. That doesn't fucking work.
Well, you have to start to change a culture somewhere. And you have to start by at least giving lip service to the fact that the culture needs to be changed. Will it change overnight? No, we didn't get teenagers to significantly stop smoking tobacco products overnight. It took an awful lot of work, and even so, it's not by any means a done deal. But it had to. The same thing with drunk driving. We didn't get people to stop drunk driving in Canada overnight. It took a long fucking time, and it literally was top down and bottom up. It had to become something that the government frowned on, and the government sort of, you know, the government assisted a narrative amongst the people who were, quite frankly, tired of being killed by drunk drivers. So okay. I think the government does have a role to play. I think everybody has a role to play, but you know, I understand where people will come along and say the government does nothing right. What I don't understand is how they can think that when they are the government.
Yeah, I get that, but what I'm getting at is with the issue of like cyberbullying specifically, it's because the government doesn't understand the internet. I have seen I vaguely remember the British Parliament paid off, I think, a couple million to, what was it, Mega Upload, to take down the website. They took the money and just made a new domain because that's how it works. They ported over the entire server.
Pirate Bay.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is they don't understand how the internet actually works as a machine, and they don't seem to realize that it operates almost on its own social level. Anonymity plus free reign to say what you want equals assholes. And rather than teach people how to deal with assholes, they think the best idea, the just perfect way to do it, isn't isn't teach people how to actually cope with insults and take something on the chin. No, no, no. The best way to do it is to teach them to be pussies and not know how to take any kind of negativity.
Well, part of the problem is that at its worst, cyberbullying is by no means just a series of insults on the chin. Cyber's the really good, the really professional bullies. Like, and I don't know how old you are, Irish, but you know, I mean, you and I how old are you anyway, Irish?
20.
Okay, well, I'm 44. And, you know, when I was going to high school, I started to see a rise of what I like to call the professional bully. It used to be my big brother and my father, they went to school, and the bully was the guy who was basically trying to test you. It's like when the great white shark wants to know what you are by taking a little nip of you, eh? The problem is when he takes a nip of you, it usually kills you. But you know, you usually get the big farm kid wants to know what you're for, and so he comes up and he takes a swing at you. So you get into a fight, and if you at least stand your ground, he respects you, and oftentimes you and he become friends. This wasn't the case by the time I was finished high school. By the time I was finished high school, you literally had people whose identity in high school revolved around bullying, and it became an all or nothing affair. And these people create a reality for their victims, okay, that you and I can only barely imagine. And this isn't just about calling people names. It's not just about ostracization. It's not just about fucking pointing and chasing people around or doing it's about everything. It's about putting them into a pressure cooker when their fucking hormones are already upside down. They don't think they can talk. I mean, come on, we've all been teenagers. You don't think they can talk to their parents. They don't know who they can talk to. If they're male, they're facing a snitch culture, right? You remember the old saying, "Snitches get stitches, bitches." You know, like, so you create a situation whereby you're, as I said earlier, you're doubling the amount of fucking, you know, stress. These kids don't know. It isn't a question just of they don't know what to do. It's a question of there may not be anything they can do until somebody intervenes.
Okay.
And it really is a different playing field than when I was a kid, when Heavy Hauler was a kid, you know. And we need to recognize that. We need to recognize it's not just about fucking.
But therein lies the problem with your argument, the idea that there's nothing they can do until someone intervenes. I tried, like, when I was in school, I got bullied fairly fucking badly. I tried the, you know, report it to authority. Authority took his side. I got punished. I didn't hit the fucker. I didn't touch him. He split my head open. I was the one that got the shit.
Well,
my homeroom teacher.
Hang on a second. We can jump back to this for a second, but I do have to go with the new tradition, which is to cite what the external comment of the hour is. And I'm going with, let's see now. Wow, where was it? I just saw it. Let's see now. I haven't experienced something like that, yet I hope I never do. Just because it sounds like it should be a prudent discourse quote about sex. Anyway, back to the conversation.
Really? Irish was in the middle of a good point, and you had to... Okay. Well,
yes, tradition. Fuck it. It's a show.
Okay.
Irish understands, I think.
All right, yeah. Irish, go ahead.
Right. The point I'm getting at is appealing to authority, trying to get help, sometimes works out infinitely worse before the authority is even finished with you.
Well, the key situation.
You know what the most beneficial thing I learned was I was dealing with 3 or 4 different types of bully. The occasional, I'll throw a dig in here, but we're still good friends. the I'm going to insult you incessantly, and the I'm going to kick the shit out of you. Here's how I dealt with all three groups. Told the first group, fuck you, I'm better at insulting than you are, and proved it. The second group, I did the same and brought in a few more, let's say, less than generous things about them, so that I put them a little bit farther into the box. Basically explaining to them, I can fuck you up with, I can fuck you up with what I can say, and what you say doesn't even affect me. It's that pathetic. That put them in their box. The third group, I took advice from my father. I knocked the fucker clean out. That is how you deal with a bully. You show them.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you, no, it's not. No, it isn't. No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
Paranor, you and I.
Yes, it is.
Paranor, you and I don't come from the generation where that was ineffective. These days, listen.
Don't you say that I'm like you.
We don't come from that.
I disagree with you.
Okay, you can disagree with me all you want, but I tell you that I have an extended family, and I sat down with one of my youngest nephews because he's one of his best friends, okay, who was a big kid he was playing for the senior boys rugby team, and one of these younger, one of these smaller guys, and periodically you get a situation where a smaller guy is able to bully a larger guy. The larger guy wakes up one day and decides that he's bigger than the smaller guy, and the way the narrative is supposed to go is he puts the smaller guy into low Earth orbit. The problem was that when his friend did that, the smaller guy came back 3 days later with a knife and basically all but killed him right there. Why? Because the professional bully, his entire identity is tied up in his ability to keep people bullied. He literally cannot. Yes, welcome to the jungle, Paranor. It's a different world.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Condescending. Okay. I will tell you of one thing. No, hang on, Pumpkin, please. I say the only way to stand up to a bully is to punch him, is because I didn't. Okay, now let me tell you and instruct you, maybe. I've gone through it.
I strongly doubt it. I don't know how you can instruct me about something that you haven't actually done.
Have you ever heard of something called regret?
Oh, wow. What insult? You are a tool. And I mean Gus, of course.
Yeah.
Gus a hypocrite, but that's a different story.
May I say something?
By all means, Patrick.
When you're talking about the bullying thing and everything, right? I was always a pacifist as a kid. I didn't like to fight. I was picked on. I was the short, fat kid, right? I like Pumpkin. I think he's funny and everything. But the thing, like when you're talking about, to me, it sounds like a game that you're supposed to play. What happens if you just don't want to play that game? You know what I'm saying? The three rules or something.
After you.
Right, absolutely.
After you.
But you don't want to play the fucking game, and they won't fucking stop. And when it comes to, if you hit the guy, they'll stop playing with you, right? They'll stop fucking with you. I tried that one time, right? And people told me for the longest time, they said, oh, if you just hit him one time, he'll stop, right? Well, one day I decided, okay, and I hit him. And I clocked him really good in the side of the head, right? And then he goes, oh, now you want to be a man and fight. And then I got my ass kicked again, and, it just, I just never saw the need for people to, I never played those games. I didn't understand the need for all the bullshit.
Yeah, Patrick, I agree, and I'm totally with you on that. It is something you constantly have to work on. Whenever I returned violence, I was not aware of it because I was in a blind rage. Now, because of all the crap that I went through, I was afraid of myself in fights, so I had to take it. I almost broke a guy's back, made him a paraplegic. I almost killed somebody by sending him over a railing with a 3-floor drop, and he was heavy enough to, he wouldn't be coming out. And the other one, I almost burst his kidneys. And the biggest guy in the school was trying to get me off him. And I was lifting him off the ground as well when I came to.
This is the problem with
But
anger issues.
Exactly. And if I had done more to be speaking a little of the language that they brought me, then I wouldn't have had to suppress the large amounts of that language that haven't had an outlet.
Have you noticed that your accent like kind of goes away a little bit when you get serious?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
on another note, there was one occasion back in the day when the kid tried bullying me, and I turned around, hit him in the face, knocked him up 3 rows in the bleachers. We both got detention, and then the next day he came to, 2 days later when he came back to school, he had 2 black eyes and a broken leg.
Yeah.
That was his father's response to him, quote, losing a fight.
The last fight I was in.
By the way, that's
let me
often,
finish, please.
that. By the way, I just want to append to
Okay,
something. I just want to append to something that Heathen said. By the way, that's an awful lot of where the professional bully's impetus would come from, is at home. You know, you get these kids at home that their parents say, you must fight, you must win, you must never give up. So what you end up doing is you end up with an eternal enemy, whether you fight or not. So, you know, once again, it's not. It just isn't the same. It's not the same.
Did I have an easy life?
It's cultural influence, and it's habits and addictions, and I will call violence an addiction that has to be broken. Has anybody seen the latest Doctor Who? And there is a reason I'm bringing it up.
No.
No, I won't watch Doctor Who until they.
I've never seen Doctor Who in my life.
There was a beautiful scene in it where he described every fucking war there ever was and how to break the cycle of it. And it's as easy as forgiveness. And I hate to use that word, but it is. And if you can't, but you'd have to watch it, but it's...
Yeah,
anyway,
it's all good with the pacifist shit, but I think I've only had like one instance at school where I seriously, I didn't do anything to incite anything. Basically, we have a trail that goes right by my elementary school, so I would always ride my bike to school, and so I did. And then riding home one day, this kid was hiding in the bushes for no fucking reason whatsoever. Popped out of the bushes while I was riding down the trail, got up beside me, pushed me off my bike, and I landed on my knee, shattering my kneecap. A good 9 months and some surgery later, I was back, but wearing a cast all the way up to my fucking sack. And then when I saw him in the lunch line, I was like, wait a minute, that's the kid that pushed me off my bike. You know, he was just standing there, so I took the leg that my cast was, fully wrapped fiberglass, and I just whacked him straight in the nuts as hard as I fucking could. I don't think he's gonna have kids. That was my way of saying I forgive you now.
Another
thing to keep in mind is that in a lot of high school settings there are zero tolerances to violence,
which is bullshit.
Which makes things worse because what ends up happening is that the bullies are very clever at figuring out when people aren't looking.
Yeah.
And they're much more clever than the victims are. So what ends up happening is the bully will instigate violence, right? And then when the victim tries to respond, they get hammered by the authorities and the vice principal, who takes the fucking infantile notion that while it only takes one person to ask you if you want to dance, it takes 2 to tango. So the kid learns ultimately that this is part of the culture that needs to be changed. The bully needs to be recognized and the bully needs to be dealt with. Otherwise, once again, you get into situations where the professional bully comes out on top.
Okay.
No, it's not just the bully. I have to say something that my homeroom teacher said, and sorry, Shadow. He said in a meeting, yeah, I know the bullying is happening. I don't want to interfere to make it so as not to make it appear that I seemed weak. What an excuse It's the culture, not just the bully. It's not just the home life, because culture affects the home life. It helps reinforce. We have to take care of the enabling factors.
You're absolutely right, but going back to Irish's original point, I think the government does play a role in putting out a message, a broad message that says this isn't acceptable.
Well, let me jump in with a brief. Let me jump in real
I-
quickly with a comment from the chat here. It was pointed out by Deep Ashtray that he knew some people that got seriously fucked up because after they got in their fight with the bully came up behind them on another event and curb stomped the shit out of them after sucker punching them. So this is another thing.
Thank you. That's a great point.
Yep.
If I can make the point, right? I'm not one of these violence is the first answer people. Fuck no. For me, it's long down the list. So when I clocked the fucker, he had it coming for a long, long time.
Oh, I have no doubt.
No. I'm not finished, and I have a major addendum. Pretty much the main point. I went through 14 years of school. You know, from fucking starting to finishing. Repeated a year. It was shit. I left. Wahey. But what I found is, you're not looking for fights, you're not looking for bullies, you're not looking for anything, you're looking to adapt to the situation. You just want to go the fuck on with your life. That is good, right?
Yep.
So if you can find a way to deal, if you're getting bullied and you can find a way to deal with the bully that doesn't involve you getting on his shit side, getting your shit kicked in, go for it. And if you're not strong enough to beat the bully, here's an idea. And this is something I would throw out as an idea. I wouldn't say you must do this or shit. Get some of your friends. I'm not saying get them to fucking jump the guy because, again, violence is the last answer. What I'm saying is basically make it known to this bully that if he starts fucking with you, he's now fucking with a group of people. Part of that is it's basically going to explain... Yet I'm trying to use words and that's not good. Basically, it's to make use of charisma to show that, hey, I can actually be charismatic. I can get these people on my side, so leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, I
Yes,
actually
it does
have
make the
something that can
outcast
compound
more
that.
vulnerable, but this is where you have another group that steps in. And I actually saw this, I think, 3 or 4 times in different classes during my run through secondary school. Which was, there was one guy, and I mean a tall motherfucker, mind as sharp as a fucking razor blade. The guy was big, scary, fucking demented looking. One of the nicest people I've ever met. His favorite thing to do was he would basically go asking random people, is anyone giving you shit? Is anyone giving you shit? He would then hear, yes, such and such is consistently doing blah blah blah. He wouldn't just fucking, like, jump the guy then and there. He'd keep an eye on him. If he saw something happen, his favorite thing was to walk up, grab the guy, hold him against the wall about a foot off the ground, and say, I'm bigger, scarier, and smarter. Leave this fucker alone. And drop them. That was it. He would just walk away. If he ever had to talk to someone twice, they were gonna have a bad time. I like that guy. I know full well he's probably fucking in prison for triple homicide at the moment because he was also a bit of a wingnut. The point I'm making is if you create a society, like the whole thing I've been meaning with this is, if you create a society of people who will just look to the higher power to fix everything, you've made a society of idiots who don't know how the fuck to handle a situation themselves. If your only option is, I'm having some problems, be they simple or severe, I need to get someone higher up, they fucked up. If the only option is, I must go to the superior, rather than, I need to try and figure out a way to sort this out myself, then well done. You fucked society.
Now,
I don't think so. I don't think so. The entire initiative of policing, the entire notion of having police is essentially taking the idea of social order out of the tit-for-tat and long-term vendettas that were popular, for instance, during the Italian city-state period in the Renaissance, externalizing that and allowing a degree of control to be imposed from without the direct situation. I mean, that's what we do with cops, right? Like, you know, we allow police to take to administer to the law on a local level, so that essentially we can have a degree of peace because presumably, now this doesn't always work, but presumably the police are administrating the law on a local level in an impartial way. So I don't think what you're talking about works all the time. I think there is a degree of externality that's almost crucial when it comes to civilization.
Well, people can take this however they want, but there was a group of kids. They were like the fucking goths, whatever the fuck they call them. Basically, the people that wore chains and wore black. But they would have the little group, and whenever one person would get fucked with, there was another group fucking with this group. They actually got into a fucking brawl right in the middle of the lunchroom. But after that brawl, for the next 3 years, everyone was happy. So it's like, I think there was an understanding that, listen, if you fuck with us, we're going to fuck with you just as hard, if not more, and so don't fuck with us because we're not actually going to back down to you.
Yeah, but Reds, the tragic cases aren't the cases where, you know, they're not the cases where Buddy finds out that he's got friends he never thought he had. The tragic cases are the people who are unlovable and untouchable in high school and get bullied to the point where they either take their own lives or walk into the fucking classroom with a 12 gauge one day.
I wasn't making it a solid point with that statement. I was just saying is that there is in fact strength in numbers, and I guess that would be a good thing. That was actually, you know, kind of supporting your point, Gus.
And I do want to point out a third option there too. Not everybody kills themselves or kills others. They do kind of.
I mean, I was treated like shit, but I personally, I don't know. Maybe I was just fucking lucky, but I found a way to deal with it. But you know, maybe it's because I was told dickhead to everyone.
What did you say? What did you say, Paranar?
I said I wanted to state that there was a third option. Not everybody kills themselves or kills others. Some of them get away.
Okay. Well, I mean, to me, that sounds like something of a lottery.
Yeah, it is. That's life.
Pretty much school life.
Yeah, I don't think we created a society so that we could replace one form of predation with another. I don't think it's good enough to say that's life. Not when we can do something.
Oh,
no, we can do something. We've refused.
Right. This boils down to a lot of frustrations I have with life in general and people's attitudes towards it. I have a genuine hatred of people, the idealists that say, oh, you can't just say that's life. Things need to work out and be better. Life shits on you for no fucking reason. It's random chance dictated by certain factors, but it's still random. Two people, the same in every single fucking perceivable way, but into the same situation with a few minor differences. One succeeds and flies into the fucking sky doing magical things, wahey for him. The other one crashes, burns, and fucking turns into a complete burnout.
Yep. That's the way it works. Basically, life's a bitch, then you die. Any questions?
Yeah, if we all actually believed that, we'd still be living in wattle and daub huts and fighting each other with bone spears.
No, that gives you.
The fact is that ideology. No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it for 10 seconds.
Okay, two at a time. You know the rule.
Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. If you take a look at just about every human endeavor, it has been spurred on by an ideal, and what is idealism? Okay, but you know what we call having ideals. So this whole notion of, well, you know, I'm upset at idealism. So which part of the modern culture, which, by the way, if you were living, you know, 1,000 years ago, you would notice the difference. Which part of the modern culture spurred on by idealism would you like to get rid of because you don't like idealism?
Okay, which part would I like to get rid of personally?
I don't know. Answer the question any way you like. I just ask them. You answer them however.
Okay, if I could get rid of any form of idealism, it would be social justice warriors. The idea that... Oh, bear with, you're going to like where this is going. The idea that everyone... I'm trying to think of words. I'm very, very drunk.
I mean, all you had to do was say social justice warriors, and I think you made your fucking point, honestly.
Oh,
everyone is special.
A little bit of refinement, because I could easily just say I want to get rid of them, but there's a specific reason. It's the idea that you can't say anything because it may offend someone somewhere. If I got rid of that, basically if people had a fucking thicker skin, and when you were saying earlier about we'd all still be living in mud huts, no, I'm not the kind of person that says idealism is shit, therefore meh. I'm the kind of person that says idealism is shit, let's try realism and make this bitch a little bit better. I mean, if life is gonna fuck me, I'm gonna at least try and put a condom on it.
Here.
Or get a cigarette after the fact.
Ooh, good.
Yeah,
good,
I had to quit
good
smoking.
idea.
That's not happening.
Yeah,
Good for you.
Of course, it's basically it's like we'll still be living in mud huts. I mean, I don't see the fucking connection, but okay.
I don't know either.
It's those people that actually made it possible for us to not live in mud huts and have central air and shit like that. I bet you they were dealing with, some shitty lives out there. I mean, just look at fucking Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
Spurred on the great age. Spurred on the great age was a fucking genius. So tell me how he ended up.
Fucking loony.
Didn't he have
also, Edgar Allan Poe, if I remember correctly, he died, in a daze wearing someone else's clothes in the middle of the streets.
Oh, not only that.
Oh, we've all done things we're ashamed of at times.
Okay, to be fair, if I
The
go
idea
like,
that we would be living in huts, the idea that we would be living in huts if we all accept the notion that life's a bitch, then you die any question is kind of bullshit by the mere fact that we have made it this far, yet life has still been a bitch for some people.
The reason that we made it this far, Reds, was because we looked up at the sky and then at the ground and said, I will make a change.
okay,
Yeah, that I agree with. That I do agree with.
Yeah, they said
that's why. And if you're talking about people who ended badly, let's talk about Dr. Salk, who invented artificial insulin, okay, and just gave it away. Didn't charge for it. Just gave it away. And now his name is entered into amongst royalty in when it comes to scientific endeavor. Let's talk, and that's just one guy. Albert Einstein, whose ideas may not hold up now as well as they did in the past, but nonetheless, they provided an excellent bridge between Newtonian physics and whatever's going to come in the future, assuming it hasn't come already. And we revere that man, and he lived his life in all of the comfort and honor and glory to which he was due. So for every one person that you bring me whose life ended in tragedy, I can show you two for whom we either revere now as though they were, quote-unquote gods, or whom we revered then as well.
We can look at Albert Einstein, the fact that he lived in luxury the entire time. If I remember correctly, he was hating life as a patent clerk.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when it came time to it, there is a point, even in the genius's life, where their life was totally shit. And
life is a lottery, and there's
but what's
nothing
your
wrong
point?
with that.
But what's your point? I mean, I don't understand.
You're not going to have a happy-go-lucky, oh, look at me, everything's frolic.
Nobody wants a happy-go-lucky.
That's my point. You're not going to have idealized everything all the fucking time.
Nobody wants an ideal everything all the fucking time, but quite
that's
frankly...
the way you're framing it.
No, that's bullshit. It's bullshit, and if that's how you're taking it, it's a hypersimplification that quite frankly belies your intelligence. The fact of the matter... The simple fact of the matter is that just about every innovation we have as humanity, every pushback we've done against the very nature that would kill us if it had a chance, was done by someone who woke up one day and said, we can do this better. And many of those people were told, you're nuts. You'll never do it. The Wright brothers. How many times did they tell the Wright brothers that they couldn't fly? Guess what? ... over and over again. There's plenty of human beings that say, sometimes you just have to accept what life is. These people said, fuck that, and they said, I will make a change.
They had to accept the fact that there were challenges and that their life was totally shit at that particular moment in time. If they just fucking crawled underneath the rock and went wah and didn't actually grow a thicker set of skin, like Angry Pumpkin said, they wouldn't have actually gotten to the fucking air. The fact that you can undermine your own points so spectacularly is epic.
That is moving the fucking goalposts. That is absolutely moving the fucking goalposts.
Can we get a definition of moving the goalposts, please?
Yeah, we could.
If I may just pop in, there was a quote I've been trying to look up, and I think this is the close one, or it's been changed a little bit. Pain or damage don't end the world, or despair, or fucking beatings. The world ends when you're dead. Until then, you've got more punishment in store. Stand it like a man and give some back. That is how you should go about life. I'm not saying that you need Al Swearingen from the show Deadwood. Watch it, it's awesome.
Listen, I love Deadwood. I watch Deadwood. I watched all 3 seasons. I watch it constantly. So, but Al Swearingen was one of the people who was trying to improve Deadwood specifically so that it would be less of a shithole.
That's my point, if you would have let me fucking get to it. The point I'm trying to get at is I'm not saying that we need to just sit back and say, fuck the world, it's a pile of shit. I'm saying the best way to go about the world is to get a thick skin, say, you know what, I'm gonna fucking make the place a little bit less shitty for the next guy. Because that's what it is.
This may have been your point now, but it wasn't your point when we first got started on
No,
this.
you defined his point for him, sorry.
Horse shit. Horse shit.
No, not really.
I think if people actually play back this hangout, they'll make their own fucking decision.
Well, obviously, but that's like saying that the air is breathable. I mean, anytime now.
Gus, if you want my original point, it's that my disagreement with the whole cyberbullying is the fact that the government doesn't understand it, the internet itself doesn't understand how people act on it, and that we need to we need to change the bullshit government schemes, stop the ones they're currently doing. That was my original point. And from that, we've got to this, talking about broader society as a whole. You bringing in the fact that we're supposed to be, that if we all followed my worldview, we'd all still be in mud huts for some reason. No. What I say the world is like, it's shit, but we can try to make it a bit better. Yeah, it might be a bit shitty making it better, but fuck it. That's life. You want to try and make it just a little bit less shit. If it takes some effort to make it less shit, fair enough. It's effort I can afford to spend.
I think right there you're giving basically 2 separate messages. I don't think you can sit there and say life is shit and then turn around and say, but maybe we can make it a little less so. I think those are diametrically opposed messages.
Oh no, I think what you're mistaking is I'm saying life is shit now, it's been shitty in the past. What I'm saying is, looking to the future, I want to make it less shit. If you're taking that as me saying life is shit and good at the same time, not really.
Basically, there's a graduating scale where the scale is actually time itself. So you're at this current moment. You are recognizing, okay, life is shit. In order to deal with this shit, you got to have a little bit of a thick skin. Let's make it somewhat less shit, but in order to work for that less shit, we still need to have the thicker skin now.
Unfortunately, what coming to accept things often does is it saps the desire to change them. It is often severe discomfort that motivates humanity.
Does this go back to the patent clerk thing that I was talking about?
I think the statement stands on its face. I mean, I don't, sometimes.
Can you repeat that statement? Because as you were taking it, I was taking another swig.
What I said.
Wow.
What I said was that in the developing of a thick skin, oftentimes, particularly when we get older, we tend to come to accept stuff. That when we were younger and perhaps a little more idealistic, we might have been predisposed to attempt to change. And I think there's an inherent danger in developing a thick skin, and that we end up accepting stuff that maybe we shouldn't accept.
Okay, and if we want, right, I do see where you're coming from with this, and to be fair, it's a fairly valid point. But what I think we also need to do is challenge each other. It's not enough to just say thick skin. I will admit that. Yeah, having a thick skin is vital. But if that's all you have, then you're fucked.
I don't think anyone here actually made the assertion that thick skin was the end-all be-all solution to the problem.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier.
Well, guys, I can only go by what was actually said.
And
I didn't hear anybody say thick
Okay,
skin.
hang on. I'm cutting in at this point, y'all. Sorry. We have a motion from the audience to shuffle up the topic and come up with something else.
All right, fine. Well, I'm actually gonna leave, but I just want to say, did we completely fucking miss what Pumpkin just said there? Holy fuck! All right.
I knew what I was talking about, but hey.
Weren't we talking about poop and stuff?
Yeah, we did start off talking about literally taking shits. So yeah, it's been a weird gambit from shit to a different kind of shit.
Okay, we're going to be talking about shit. Has anyone here dealt with the U-boat? That terrible moment where you have a shit and it pokes its way around the U-bend. You look in the toilet and think, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I know something just came out of my ass. Where the fuck did it go? It's the Houdini poop.
Yeah.
It managed to escape right through the toilet.
Looking
down there, going, wait a minute, I wanted to see how big that fucker was, because it felt like a fucking tanker.
I think this is the first time I've ever heard the words Houdini poop. Like
yeah, it's Houdini poop. They have classifications, you can look them up, types of shit.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
Klingon, the worst.
I know there are classifications for shit, but I've never heard that one.
Oh, you will find with the classifications, there's different local colloquialisms for them, so...
Google it.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Has anyone ever had to take a barium swallow?
Oh, yes.
Okay, that was my little contribution. I took one of those. About 2 hours later, I literally exploded with chalk. And then, about 3 hours later...
You write your name on the wall?
No, well, I made it to the commode in time. But...
Good.
3 hours later, wait a minute, it gets better. 3 hours later, I pooped and looked down, and I'm like, kind of like, oh God! You seen those chalk things the kids use? They're about this big around, about that long. That's what it looked like. Okay, flushed the commode, and the commode turned milky white. It's like it went down there and stuck, and started dissolving. And my roommate was a bit like, what the fuck?
Do we need to call the ambulance?
Well, I had to keep cleaning the commode to try to get that stuff to go on down because it kept clouding up the water and putting a ring around them. Oh, okay, next.
Well, that stuff they make you drink before you take a colonoscopy to clean you out. They told me the day before, they said, don't go anywhere because you have to be near a toilet, man. Yeah. And God, I'll tell you, by the time I went there that next morning, I was pooping water, man. It was kind of scaring me.
Yeah, I had that colonoscopy, and they put me out, and I sort of woke up, and I kind of remember getting home, and then it was the next day.
No,
that was some good shit they gave me.
No, they put me in that half sleep shit, right? They go, you're not going to be all the way out, right? And I'm like, no, you need to knock me all the way out. Well, there were times where I was out, but then I woke up a few times, right? And I felt something in my butt, right? And I'm sitting there telling them, I was like, you need to take that shit out of my ass, right? And they're like, Mister, you know, you need to calm down. I said, you need to knock me out, right? And they're like, no, Mister, you need to, you know, calm down. And I'm like, take this thing, knock me out, or take this thing out of my ass, you know? And I was like, holy fuck, man. And you guys want me to come back in a couple of years? Fuck no, man.
Well, see, that wouldn't have been a problem for me, though. But it's that swelling, you know, that would probably...
my butt felt funny for 5 days, man. It felt like... No, I'm serious, man. It felt... I was to the point where I was going to call and say, look, man, I feel as if, you know, somebody did something, right? But then it didn't hurt. You know, after about 5 days, it went away. But you know,
when I laughed, when you said that, my first vision was just like agreeing to a week long of gay sex, and you're still describing it. Hey. Sorry, Patrick.
That sounds like fun.
Oh no,
Okay, can I just ask, what the fuck is with the American obsession with colonoscopies? Can't you just do it and eat a very hot vindaloo?
They have an innate sense that their assholes are too puckered.
Oh, jeez. I'm at that age where they want me to take one every 2 years, and if you don't, then every time you I go to the VA, right? And every time you go to the doctor, right, they notice in your records that you're due for a colonoscopy or this or that, right? And they will bug. I love the VA. Don't get me wrong, but they will bug you to death until you get it. You know, whether it's a colonoscopy or whatever, right? So.
Okay, can I
Essentially, I think the answer is because we're so chronically full of shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. The doctors over here, here's how that conversation would go with, let's say, someone who's like 60, you know, probably prime colonoscopy material, apparently. When they're in the doctor's office, it will be, how's your health, blah, 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 your stomach, your foot, have you taken a shit in the past 3 days? Yes, you're good to go. That's it. If you haven't taken a shit in the past 3 days, here's what they're going to do. They're going to give you laxatives. They're not going to pump water up your ass and make you fucking shit yourself half to death.
Thank you.
Oh, Kevin, Jackie, how about relaying the story of your recent travels?
We went to San Diego over the weekend. We spent the Friday night drinking and bar hopping lamb. That was fun. And then we had lunch with Deidre the next day.
Okay, wait.
That is so
you
cool.
went bar hopping but didn't get me beer? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're not here. If you were here, I would have gotten. Actually, no, I wouldn't have bought you beer because it probably takes like a whole keg to get you drunk.
Yeah, and Kevin mute.
Oh.
Yeah, San Diego has supposedly the best and most breweries in the country. So we were doing a lot of beer tasting.
Okay.
Yeah, I
here's
was
what's going to
impressed.
happen. When I go to America, you are going to take me to San Diego. I'm going to sit myself in a bar and you're going to continually buy and feed me alcohol until I'm physically dead. Then you're going to revive me with whatever means is at your disposal, and then you're going to prop me back up at the bar and continue the process until my liver explodes out of my eye socket.
Look, the easiest way to get you up is just somebody to yell, free beer, you know.
Okay.
By the way,
Can I just say, don't
Sam,
fuck around with free beer.
By the way, Sam is fucking crazy when he drinks. Sam's fucking crazy when he drinks. Almost all he did was talk about women and getting laid. There's another friend of his from college there, and that's mostly what they were talking
hang on.
about.
How does that differ from Sam normally, other than the occasional science reference?
No. When he was drunk, it was pretty much constant. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It was fun, though.
I'm starting to think that our dear little Sam just has never got laid. As a tiny
Oh, no. That is not true. It is the opposite, sir.
He's
he has
oversexed.
He has no trouble getting laid. What he needs is a girlfriend.
No. What I'm thinking is we've never, like, met any of these girlfriends or any of these previous, for lack of a better term, conquests. Tiny micro penis, no sex. That's still definitely a theory, and one I'm going to rub into his face. Around about
No,
I can debunk you now.
I don't buy that.
I can debunk you now, Pumpkin. Sam, in no way, sounds like Prudent.
Okay, can we just point out? No. There's something that needs to be pointed out. Have you ever heard Prudent brag about anything even vaguely resembling the crotch area?
Yes.
No.
I'm above average. I heard it. He was proud as all fuck. 3.5 or 5.5 inches. The average is 5.3.
Yeah, we know. No, the main thing that Sam was talking about was the that preacher's daughter girl. She's from Texas. She was supposed to come out drinking with us, and she didn't get back to him. And he was like, "I know I shouldn't be freaking out about this, but God damn it!"
Sam smitten.
Other than that, the rest of the night was fun. We went to this whiskey bar too, which was really classy and a little expensive, but they had the best whiskey drinks I've ever had there.
Cool.
They had a cigar vending machine there.
No,
I would
classy.
like to point out, here is exactly what I've sent to Sam. So, Sam, it has been decided that you're a micro-penis virgin who's constantly lying about your sex life. And yes, I was the one who started this line of thought.
At one point, he was literally going through a list of, like, he doesn't have any idea how many girls he's banged. He went through the list of the countries. I was just kind of sitting there like, hey.
If you're going to take it by country, you're sort of leaving yourself with major problems. What one of my friends has done is basically lists off the craziest. Like, he has a scale of crazy. And I think
hang on. Quick footnote to the chat. Prudence been invited.
Yeah. But like the highest he's got on the crazy scale is a woman who he fucked her, didn't realize she had a husband. The husband came in, she stabbed him with a pair of scissors, and is now serving time for attempted murder. That's as high as he got on the crazy scale. He's still trying to beat that. Don't take it as, you know, I want to fuck people from this country or this region or people who are like this or this. Go for crazy, because you'll never be disappointed.
And boy, does crazy fuck fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Rule to the wise: do not stick your dick in crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Agree. Here, listen to those wise words. It may be fun, but holy vey.
Yeah.
More importantly,
if you do, don't leave a phone number.
Yeah, don't leave a phone number. Don't let them know where you live. Just no.
I don't know, I find it so much easier if you leave a fake phone number, because then you don't have as high a risk of them trying to track you down. Just like conveniently forget one of the numbers.
STD hotline.
Rejection hotline.
I do know, I was one of the guys I used to work with. I didn't know him that well, but I do remember hearing him tell this story of when he was like 16, managing to go out bar hopping and pick up a MILF. So afterwards, you know, when he did the deed and was sneaking out before her boyfriend got home, he decided, you know, I should really leave a number for her and leave a little note. What was the note? The NSPCC, National Association Child Protective Services, or whatever, basically Child Protective Services, and a note saying, I'm 16, you're a pedophile, have a nice day.
Wow.
What a dick.
I think that's just genius.
Wow.
Like, as much as I did not like the guy, every time he had that, I just thought, you magnificent bastard. Like, you're still a bastard, but you're a magnificent bastard. Yes, according to Sam, he is, in fact, possibly prudent, pulling a very elaborate prank.
Well, they do kind of look alike.
Hmm. Oh, shit.
All places.
Oh, hi, Sam. We were just talking about
Sorry, old Sam of the micro penis, soon to be buying a Porsche.
They were just talking about how large your genitalia was, Sam.
Well, I am.
Centimeters.
Oh, come on, millimeters, be honest.
Ooh.
No, I was telling them about our little adventure on Friday night and how you're kind of a degenerate womanizer, even though you admit it. And then Pumpkin was like, I bet that guy's never gotten laid.
Yeah.
No, it's
that would
not.
Be non-repentant
womanizer has a certain connotation, but
I guess that's true.
I think
I wouldn't. I don't want to put it that way.
Is you a player?
Are they aware they're being used? If so, it doesn't count.
They are not being used. Completely.
Not soiled condoms.
It's a gray area
Degraded.
sometimes.
Gray area, degrading.
So Sam has a micro penis and has never had sex. That's a thing now.
I kind of want to encourage this rumor.
You see, he even wants the truth to be out there. Prudent, just admit it.
Because it'll be we'll come like I just can't wait until Prudent Discourse confronts me and calls me a liar from this rumor. That'll be epic, and then I'm bored with life, so adding a little bit of that type of excitement could be great.
I think we really need to try harder to get Prudent in here because it's been a while since I've bitch slapped my favorite punching bag.
Okay, hang on. We are rounding the bend of the second hour here. We've had a little bit of stiff competition. We have My Heart is Bleeding Purple Piss by Muskoka Man, but I've got to go with the one just put up by Deep Ashtray. Sam's here. Now we can talk a lot about science and pretend we know what the fuck the conversation's about.
Yay!
Who said this?
Deep Ashtray.
Oh, well, I guess we can talk about science.
No. It's just comment of the hour.
I went to an art show last night, and that was interesting.
Now, is this like proper art or that bullshit modern art?
Oh, a lot of it was bullshit modern art. Some of it, the majority was proper art. A lot of it was modern art. But I had a friend who was painting, and I didn't know this when I went there, but apparently they were also doing live body painting, which it's hard to have a conversation with someone when some hot chick is getting body painted. It's distracting.
Very.
Well, where did I put that Bionic Dance picture?
Don't do that.
No, don't do it.
Okay, I would just like to say, if you post that picture, I will lodge my boots so far up your ass you will shit leather until the day you die and a week after the fact.
Man, I need a soundboard with this, with the Daleks saying mercy.
But yeah, it was interesting because a good friend of mine was painting in it, and she introduced me to a bunch of her friends, and it's always weird when you get introduced as a scientist because people expect very different things from me not wanting to really talk about it usually. But it's all good fun if I can impress people.
You kids don't know how to spin fuck all, man. You introduce yourself as a scientist, and she goes, "Oh, really? What do you study?" And say, "I'm a cockologist, baby."
Well, I said I was a cancer researcher who looks at the genetic roots of cancer. That always works.
Yeah.
Save the boobies.
It's like...
he's a true humanitarian. He's trying to help people. Show him the cunt.
Let me check your boobs.
Show us your tits. Show us your tits.
Oh, them hits. Ha ha ha. Oh, basically.
You know, I've found a brilliant magic trick that works on very stupid women. Basically, you go up and you say...
Not that.
I believe that was premature drum roll.
Okay, so we've learned a lot about Kevin. Premature and everything.
I didn't do that.
I think that was Lobster, actually.
So the point is...
Yeah, that was me. It was kind of delayed.
I gotta take off again for a little bit, but the point is tell Prudent that I've been lying about my sex life and I'm actually just a virginal micro penis.
Will do.
Because I want him to believe it.
We'll just tell him that yours is about as small as his.
Perfect.
And seems to be pointing in one direction at the moment.
Yeah, it's got a slight... What direction? Do we want to go... Is it curved right or curved left?
Wait a minute. It's pointing in one direction? Ew.
Ooh.
Wait,
I said in, not
one direction?
Oh.
My point being is that I want Prudent to believe this line of bullshit. Because it will make me really happy when he tries to confront me about it, and then everyone's like, yeah, we just made this up. Like, we wanted to see your reaction.
Okay, Sam, you know us. Do you really think we're going to say we made this all up?
Well, no, I'll just...
Okay, one more of those and you get thrown out.
No, I'll just tell him, like, yeah, I met Sam in real life, we got drunk, and he confided in me that he is not actually the man he claims to be as far as women go.
He's actually a giant chicken in a human costume. Oh, wait, that's not where we're going, was it?
Well, at least that way I'd be a cock. What now? Where's the rim shot?
We just got a weird request in from the chat world, from Strawman Agnostic. You should invite some of the fundies so we can make them look stupid and give us that false sense of superiority we all love. I tend to do that, but since we don't actually talk about theology in here, they always leave. Because it's apparently the only fucking thing they can talk about. I'm sorry, what, Rose?
Comes in.
Oh, no,
I've
no,
always
Neffy.
laughed. I've actually had one of my friends say to me, "Oh, you're atheist. You just talk about religion all the time." It's like, okay, you talk to me. You know how much I talk about random bullshit, nonsensical shit, just like you do with religion.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin, remember my friend's reaction to Prudence ego?
Yeah, he was just like, I don't understand.
He was laughing openly.
Can I ban the word ego for the next couple weeks?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes.
His friend was from Chandler too, like where Prudence from, and he was like, I do not admit that I'm from there. I say I'm from somewhere else.
Brooklyn.
All right, gents, I have to pop out for a bit, but maybe I'll be back.
Take care, Sam.
The wave of depression hits along with the realization that we know the truth.
And there goes Sam off to fill the hole in his life.
I think he's afraid.
He's filling some hole.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's trying to.
A preacher's daughter, apparently.
Who seems to have a tight grip on something that hasn't been out yet.
Anyway.
Good luck, Sam.
Hey, Rose, how's it going?
Sincerely.
Good. I just woke up.
We are on air.
I know.
And I assume that your other half got the message from earlier.
Yes, he texted me very confused. He was like, "Did you text me?"
Very good, very good. Glad he was confused by it.
And then he said something about being glad y'all didn't have problem. Hold on, let me see what he said. He said something, and I found it amusing. That y'all aren't glad y'all aren't easily offended. So I have no idea what he replied, but I'm guessing he replied something.
To be fair, if anyone in here was easily offended, I would have driven them out long ago.
Yeah.
Prudence not here.
Nah. The
Yeah,
thing is,
can't you
we have
tell
to
I'm
acknowledge.
offended?
I should take a moment to acknowledge that he's grown a lot from back in the days when we had to actually ban him for his own mental health.
This is true.
Wait, are we talking about Prudent or Rob Beasley?
No, we're talking Prudy. He's
Prudent,
on the
like last year.
He's on the list of 4 people that I've banned from shuffles for the sake of their own mental health, which Beasley's also on, as is Raw and Ran.
Shit.
Yeah. That's a thing. When people can't handle it, I ban them for until they show to me that they can.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you actually had to. You actually had to ban Ran. When did that happen? He's only been in here like twice.
I had to ban him without him actually physically getting in the fucking shuffle. I had to ban him from comments, for fuck's sake.
No, having spoken to Ran off air, his mental health can totally handle a shuffle.
Oh, no. At this particular time, he was flipping out in the comments section.
Yeah, but it's a character.
Yeah, but his ban lasted until he showed me that it was a character, and that's the thing, is show me you can fucking handle it and you're good.
Okay.
But that's kind of the thing is, if somebody can't handle, because it's a little bit of an oven in here. We always give each other massive shit.
Yeah.
Of course, I haven't been getting enough of that lately. I'm kind of disappointed. Anyway.
I think it's kind of sad. No one in here gives me shit, but then I remember it's just because I'm that fantastic that none of you can.
Oh, don't be a cunt.
I love you, Pumpkin.
What are you talking about? I usually greet you with, "Hey, cunt, how you doing?"
That's not giving shit. That's being honest.
True. Yeah.
And I'd give you a shit if it lasted better through the post.
There is that. Hey, Prudent! Man of the hour, how's it doing?
I was...
You heard your name!
Yeah.
Someone
People cannot go 5 minutes without mentioning my name, can ya?
Oh, you come up, Rudy. We can't help it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
But don't worry, Max
No,
isn't
I
here,
get
so
it.
no comments about the brown people.
Why is it?
Well, to be fair, I know I can be a big cunt at times, so, and to be fair, I'm well aware of that, and some of it I get.
And funny enough, it's because we like you, Prudent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prudent, let me put it this way. If I didn't like you, you would really fucking know about it.
Yeah.
And on that note, why do you want to bomb all of the brown people?
He's been off that for a while, man.
But
we're not.
But I still consider myself a very big critic of Islam, and I'm a little bit more still kind of
Islam loves you too, Prudent.
To be fair, I'd be put to fucking death by Islam at this stage. I eat bacon, drink beer, and tell women to show me their tits.
Are you a critic?
Oh,
But I mean, like, are you? Like, how critical are you of it, though? I mean, like, and I've made this argument before, but like the notion that like all three Abrahamic faiths are equally harmful to society, I just find that claim to be just the biggest bullshit.
Okay, if you want to take that line of reasoning, I would actually agree with it. The only difference is Islam hasn't got as far down the chain.
We're talking about
this whole fucking deal with the Crusades.
Yeah,
and then...
Christianity was forced to grow the fuck up. Islam hasn't been yet.
But we're not talking about the 12th century. We're talking about 2015, though. And I
No,
would just
but
say,
we're talking about the same mindset.
What I'm saying is, historically, Christianity has done a lot of shit. It's still doing shit. It's just changed tactic. Islam hasn't yet got to change the tactic yet.
Well, here's what I would just say. The best way to determine a faith is just to poll its followers and see where their attitudes and behaviors fall. And if you they've done the polls on these. You can look at the beliefs about Sharia law in all these Middle Eastern countries. The overwhelming majority want Sharia law. That's the sad thing.
You know, I think it would be rather strange. We probably wouldn't get that many Buddhists wanting Sharia law, probably because it has nothing to do with their fucking faith.
Yeah.
So touting something like Sharia law doesn't hold.
You need to look at how they actually interpret it.
On Sharia law, rather than just say Sharia law.
Hang on a second.
But it does revolve around specifics. Okay, but I'm saying this: like, if you poll them, like on the question, do you think we should stone adulterers? The majority of Muslims in these countries say yes. Do you think?
Is the question being phrased, do you want to bludgeon them to death by big fucking rocks, or do you want to get stoned with adulterers? Because, to be honest, if someone's fucking around, I want to get smoked up and just chat with the bastard about how good it was.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we're talking about stoning people to death, like, that's probably one of the most horrific things you could do. And especially
trying to stone myself to death.
If you want to really fuck someone up, what you would do is drown them, take them back just from the moment before they actually die, and then set them on fire.
You know, enhanced interrogations.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it goes even further than that. Like, the majority of these Muslims want the religious clerics to determine court decisions on family and property disputes. They also want,
possibly because the religious clerics are considered an elder of some kind, and therefore would normally hold the office of judge, jury, and executioner in those situations. It's more of a cultural relevance in that region of the world, the same way that there used to be, for lack of a better example that I can think of off the top of my head, the Inquisition.
But all I'm just saying is, like, even in predominant Jewish or Christian countries, that's almost completely unheard of, and that's the difference I draw from. Like, as messed up as some of the attitudes by some American evangelicals are, I don't think they're nearly as dangerous, as the majority of these Muslims hold in the Middle East.
Prudent, let me just point something out. A lot of these American evangelicals actually travel out to Africa and tout those beliefs there, where they're taken with such severity, such deep, loving understanding that people burn children because they think they might be witches.
But are they held in the same? But I'm saying this though. Do you think the same percentage of American evangelicals?
The exact same people.
Do you think that the same percentage of American evangelicals would want to promote savage beliefs, the same percentage as the Muslims in the Middle East? Do you think it's the same percentage?
Okay, are we basically taking this down to East versus West?
Sure. I don't really see why that's a problem.
Okay, then it's not about religion, it's about culture.
I don't. Well, but come on, man. Like in the Middle East, a lot of the culture is shaped by Islamic texts, Islamic traditions. Like you can't really divorce those two things.
Okay, I'm not fucking trying to. I'm basically saying from the sound of it, you're basically connotating East versus West, or rather, Middle East versus West.
Yeah, but in the Middle East, a lot of their laws are shaped by Islamic societies, and in the West, we enjoy secular law.
Okay, I can't be bothered starting this argument because I'm too drunk, I don't give enough of a fuck, and I want to insult you for something else.
You need to be more high, not drunk. You need the equalization of the high.
I don't have enough good
Quiet,
smoke
weed
at the moment.
Hang on, there is a vague point there because in the Middle East, I just checked the Pew statistics, only 20% of Christians think that adulterers should be stoned to death, where 45% of Muslims do.
It's more than that in some regions. I mean,
No. This is the average.
Okay. Yeah, and that's a pretty significant difference, and that's all I'm saying. You know, do I have some problems with Christianity and Judaism? You bet, but not to the same extent as Islam. Not
At the same
even
point,
close.
claiming that Christians don't want people stoned to death for adultery is also not correct.
Oh yeah, I've never said that. I'm just saying they want it to a much lesser extent, though, than the.
That's because Islam is where Christianity was back in the Crusades.
What you do if your wife's adultering is you kill the bitch.
I mean, frankly speaking, this is kind of like the whole Cthulhu for president argument. Why vote for a lesser evil, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, this is the thing: is you're just comparing. You know, this group is bad, but this group is more bad.
But I think one group's more a threat, considering that.
But at the same point, if you look back at the history of Christianity during different time periods, there was a time period where that was reversed, and Christianity was far worse than Islam.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I keep saying this though. Like, I'm more focused on what's happening in 2015, though. I understand that there's.
Okay.
Well, but hang on though. But along those lines, right now there are countries where Sharia law is a thing, where these religious groups have gotten that kind of power. Now, what happens if dominionism, those supporting dominionism, actually end up getting that same kind of power to be able to regulate that way? What do you think would be the outcome? I mean, it's kind of one of those things, you know? They happen to have that power. What happened if these other fundamentalist, lunatic, zealot groups got the same kind of power? What makes you think they would do the same thing? The only difference is they don't have that power right now, as far as I can see.
But at the same time, like even if they were given that power though today, I don't think they would take it because many of the Christians, you know.
Yes, they would. Have you ever heard the expression,
Well,
those
no.
who ignore history are doomed to repeat it?
Well, no, what I'm saying is most Christians today, living in the United States, have lived long enough in a nation under secular law where a lot of their opinions have been molded in a little bit to be more compatible with secularism. Like,
okay, right. So basically, your argument is, if I'm getting it right, and I probably am because I'm drunk and awesome and fantastic and brilliant, is basically Middle East versus West based on Islam versus Christianity. You do realize there are a lot of dissenters of Islam in the Middle East.
I'm well aware of that, and those people, the dissenters, usually are fighting for their lives every day because there's a
Okay, you do realize that there are dissenters of Christianity who are fighting for their lives as well.
Yeah, but do they?
Oh no, Prudent. Let Prudent speak because I really want to hear what he has to say.
Are there as many of these dissenters from Christianity fighting for their lives as much as there are as much as the former Muslims?
If we're counting Central African states, probably yes.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Have you looked into the dominionist movement? Now, the thing is, what you have to keep in mind is there are a lot of people in these Muslim countries that, whether in part or in whole, disagree with these legal systems. There are also people that are afraid of dissenting because if they dissent, there can be dire consequences. These are all things to keep in mind. Then it's a matter of those that simply follow the words of their religious leader in countries in which most of them are illiterate. A lot of it comes down to education, I'd say. But even more so, as I'm saying, if the Dominionist movement managed to really get the power that it wanted, it wouldn't matter what the rest of us thought. These kind of laws would be in place. I mean, because we're talking about people that want the religious laws reenacted to the point that there would be murdering of gay people in the streets. I mean, it was the Dominionist movement that was sitting there fostering and funding and trying to promote the Kill the Gays bill in Uganda, for crying out loud.
Yeah, there's still some, but I'm saying those are usually the exception. Those aren't the rule.
No, but when they're given that kind of power, this is the outcome.
But that's still a minority, though, among Western.
But when the minority has the power to enforce upon the majority, this shit happens.
But they're not.
And eventually it will be, and eventually it becomes part of the cultural paradigm.
But have they built up enough popularity to where they can become the majority? Because that's when they become.
Let me just say one little thing that would actually
Doesn't
make
have to
a point.
become the majority.
No. Here's something I really want to say. Prudent, do you know how an iceberg works? Basically, you see a little bit above the surface, and there's a shit ton underneath that you're not seeing.
Yeah, but oh my god, are we really going to go down
So
this?
you know what that is, right? There's a point here. Just let me get to it again. Drinking, yay! So iceberg, you see a little bit at the top. There's a fuck ton more at the bottom. Dominionists, they're that itty bitty bit at the top of the surface, the very cap piece of ice. Then you see the bits below them that are more, shall we say, vocal in their support. Then there's the vast swathes underneath who realize that, yeah, we're probably not going to get all of the power we need right now, so I'm just going to keep quiet for a little bit, but I'm going to keep, tithing to these people and helping them along and, giving them some help and introducing my friends to this situation to try and build it up and make it more powerful. It's not what you see at the tip top, it's what you see down below. It's the same with Islam, not gonna lie, but yeah, they're in a culture where they can be more exposed. And if you want to take the route of, if they get the chance, they'll all turn into ISIS. ISIS is about to fucking collapse. Why? Because it can't.
Yes, and the majority of Muslim scholars, even radical Muslim scholars, say ISIS is their fucked up.
What shit? I've just completely blanked on.
But we're not focusing though on the scholars. We're talking about your regular average day Muslims.
Okay, your regular everyday Muslims don't want to
Also
be
hate ISIS
to death for spitting on the wrong side of the street.
Still want Sharia law, still want to kill the adulterers, still want to kill the apostates.
Okay.
There's a question currently entered in for the viewers. Answer if you would. Continue.
Look, I mean, I'm not. I just want to make it clear. Like, I don't want to try to promote quote unquote Islamophobia. I'm not. I mean, there's a lot of Muslims I'm even around every day. It's not that I have an issue with them personally.
Oh, wait. Did you just use the "I know some Muslims, so it's okay" argument? Did you really just do the almost Uncle Tom? Did you nearly go the "I have a black friend" moment? Please say you're going to go there. Please.
Well, I feel like a lot of people are starting to get this idea that I just have a problem with them. I just want to make sure it's understood that I don't have a personal issue.
Well, there was a big shift from the Christians to the Muslim there.
Yeah, that does tend to happen.
I will say this in favor of what Prudent's saying. Based on the little I do know about Islam, I think more so than any other major world religion, it has the potential for creating and encouraging radicalism. Now, that's not to say that it's always going to do that or whatever, but I think, yeah, there's something about the Muslim meme set or whatever that tends to encourage more radical behavior than others.
Oh, and a lot of it has
about Islam. It's the only one of the three Abrahamic faiths that will allow the members of the other two faiths into their version of heaven. They actually realize that these faiths almost had it right, so yeah, they can get into our little boys club.
Yeah, well, they don't really seem to have those kind of attitudes.
Yeah,
they don't seem to have very favorable attitudes towards the other two groups.
People. If you're going up to Muslims in these countries and saying, "Do you want Sharia law?" and they don't know every single fucking detail about it, they're probably
That's
gonna...
not surprising.
They do, but a lot of them do know several of the details. And when asked about several of the details, as they keep mentioning,
Because they've been told all of their lives that that's how it has to be. Like, that is God's law. They don't know anything else.
I think a lot of it has to do with them being afraid, too.
Or you don't see that as the problem. Like, their education is basically indoctrination, like, from birth to death.
Fucking Christian education is indoctrination. When I went to I went to fucking Catholic school. I didn't realize evolution was a thing until I was, what, 14, 15?
Okay, I'm going to ask you this, though. I have some criticisms too of Catholicism, but let me ask you this. When you went to Catholic school, were you told, hey, you know what would be a good idea? Let's kill the apostates. Hey, let's kill the adulterers. Were you ever taught that?
You should
taught to kill Protestants.
You should remind yourself where Pumpkin's from.
I know he's from Ireland. There's a lot of,
Yeah, Prudent, really, this isn't an argument you're going to win, because when I went to Catholic school, we were basically taught to beat the shit out of, and if we could get away with it...
Okay, guys, we've gotten a request from the external. Time to shuffle. Pick a new topic.
You're a robot.
Prudent's lack of a sex life.
Yeah, you're Optimus Prime right at the moment, 13.
Yeah, I plugged in the headset. Headset's dying. I'm going to have to do something about it.
Okay.
Hey, Prudent, were you listening earlier? I went drinking with Sam this past weekend.
Cool.
It was fun. Oh, by the way, he confided something very
oh boy, here we
very personal to me.
Okay,
he admitted that he's actually he's actually a virgin. He's never had sex before.
Yeah, he's bullshitting when he said that to you.
No, he wasn't. He didn't say that. We made that up before you came in.
Yeah, and I don't care.
Well, you're lame.
Yeah, I thought people knew that already. Like,
Burton, you need to be more fun. I'm gonna go.
The thing is, okay, you don't seem to understand this. What part of I'm a self-hating millennial don't you get?
The millennial part.
Yeah.
Okay, Prudent, here's what I'm going to do.
I'm a self-hating millennial too, and I have way more fun than you do.
Prudent, I will make you
getting late.
When I go to America Land and I go to Arizona,
There we go.
and I'm just going to like lock you in a room and see what happens. And whichever one survives is
the one. He doesn't turn like LeBron James.
Yeah, you're probably never going to meet me in real life. Sorry.
Yeah, we're going to start a FundMe account for you.
Yeah,
Shuffle again. Okay, next.
Oh, shit.
Prudent, in this age of crowdfunding, do you really think it wouldn't be possible for me to make up
Okay, come on, enough.
All right. All I'm just going to say is, you forget it. Forget it. I'm not going to say anything.
There's a request from the chat. Apparently, we don't want to hear you cry about how sad your life is, Prudence, so we need to move on to the next subject.
I haven't even cried about anything.
That was a direct quote. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Why do you understand about that? Sorry. Carry on.
Let me plug in the headset and get organized here. Let's see now. Actually, what is actually new going on out there? Good grief. I haven't actually caught the news in a couple days.
Yeah. Have you ever went?
Well, we learned that Ben Carson has no concept of ancient history.
And that he's got an ego.
Hold on. No, don't use that word.
No, ego. The word ego's banned. It's banned.
Now I go him, right? Now I go here. Oh, sorry. So I've been seeing a lot of memes about, like, Ben Carson and shit. He said, what was the original quote? Like, what started that?
Okay.
I don't think he thinks that Stonehenge is Noah's dog park.
No. He thinks that the ancient pyramids were built by the biblical Joseph of the Old Testament, and the pyramids were built for storing grain.
Oh, the pyramids being built for storing grain. I hear that one. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's because he's part of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and apparently this idea is kind of popular in those circles.
Really? I didn't know that. I actually live like less than an hour away from the Seventh Day Adventist capital of the country, Loma Linda.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, here's something you guys will find interesting. Political news. Ben Carson also has a painting of him with Jesus in his house. He's apparently got a whole room.
He's a fanboy. What do you want?
This guy's the front runner. This guy's the front runner for the GOP primary right now, isn't he?
He's the front joke.
Well,
sure
in the
it's
most recent,
Well,
in a recent poll, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean all Republican voters support him the most.
Yeah, he did pull ahead of Trump though, didn't he?
I find American politics very strange because
So do we. So do we.
No. But looking at your politics, it's the run of who can be the craziest for the Republicans and who can be the biggest pussy for the Democrats.
It didn't used to be. Holy crap.
Yeah, no. But this is the fun thing: is like politics here is for Sinn Féin. He used to be a terrorist. He used to be a terrorist. He was convicted of killing people. He was convicted of blowing something up. He's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. She's a terrorist. They're a terrorist. And the DUP. He's a terrorist. 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 Everyone used to kill people, and they all got away with it. Why can't American politics be like that? Just blow some shit up.
Because in our country,
our version of the IRA. Did we ever have a version of the IRA?
actually, I was going to say the reason why I can't be like this is because people like Shani get flack when they take somebody on a hunting trip and shoot them in the face.
That's just sad. Like, people should be allowed to like hack up their neighbors to pieces and then use that as their running ticket. Just like vote for Jim, he has a severed head.
Honestly, if they could fix the U.S. economy, I'd vote for a fucking axe murderer.
I hear way too much about what's going on in the Republican primaries because I live in a house where Fox News is literally running on the TV from 9 a.m. until like 5 p.m.
Ouch.
That is Judge Judy.
Ouch.
Yeah, Jackie's uncle does nothing but watch Fox News all
I
day.
feel bad for you not having any cannabis.
Hold on.
I'm getting bored with alcohol.
Doesn't
No offense.
Get a fucking medical card.
Yeah.
You're in
Well,
California.
no, I know it. That's easy. It's the money and not really having a great place to smoke it and it being cold outside.
Okay, Kevin, I'm going to give you some advice. What you need to do is get some stoner friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you get the stoner friends, you'll find weeds very, very, very.
Oh, I know.
But
We've met one person at the bar up
They
here
will
who
also invite you to all of the fun places to smoke.
Hang on, Pumpkin. Keep in mind that he moved away from all of his stoner friends, like 1,000 miles or so away.
We met one. We go to the bar on the weekends here because there's nothing else to do. We met one couple who are definitely stoners, but right now we're just trying to get the fuck out of here and get our own place, and then that will happen.
Yep.
Well, bear in mind, when I said like get stoner friends, I don't mean like go out specifically to find stoners to make them your friends. I mean like get friends who happen to be stoners because they're decent people.
Oh yeah, I know, obviously.
Like, it's not like when I talk to Prudent. If I was to say to Prudent, get a meth addict friend, I'm not saying. When I'd say that to Prudent, I don't mean get a friend who happens to be a meth addict. I mean find a meth addict, make them your friend, because then you can take their meth.
I've actually talked to a meth addict one time before on a public train. That was not a fun experience.
I've talked to several. They can be fun
They're
sometimes.
entertaining. Oh yeah.
I think I had a long philosophical conversation with a heroin addict that branched off into advanced nuclear theory and
Holy
something
fuck.
about the Queen being an alien.
Wow.
No, it started off like really fucking bizarre and then ended on a high note, which was, and on that note, I need to go chop my own legs off and take more heroin. I just casually stepped off the bus, which was still doing 30 mile an hour.
Holy shit, Brian. Stop Skyping the crap out of me. Get your ass in here if you have that much to say. Damn.
You know, maybe I should just move to Ireland at some point.
Prudent. You're doing the staticky shit again.
Resetting.
Thank you.
Prudent, did you just say you should move to Ireland at some stage because...
Wait, I don't know.
Oh, he's doing the plug back anything.
Plug it in, Prudent. plug it good.
Yeah, stick it in there, boy, and just reel it around a little bit.
I was saying before I got staticky, I should probably consider moving to Ireland if the conversations are like that.
Prudent, can I just point out we're a culture of violent, sexist, misogynistic, fucking alcoholic bastards who love nothing better than knocking back 6 pints, knocking out someone's
potatoes.
Or on the other hand, you could simply say it's a land full of people like Lennitor and Angry Pumpkin.
Actually,
I can put up. Okay. How are
Lennitor is basically tame. He's tame.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. What are the firearm laws like in Ireland? As long as I can.
Oh, that's the first thing you asked.
Prudence, can I just point out, land of terrorism. It doesn't matter what the fuck the laws are. Everyone knows someone with a Kalashnikov.
And your first question should be, how slutty are the redheads?
Now, my first question is, what are the
also
gun
quite
laws?
violent.
Because that is always going to be my first question for any country. What are the gun laws?
Jeez.
And that says way more about you than I would have wanted.
You really gotta get the cork out, man.
As for the how slutty are the redheads, very but also crazy.
Yeah. Redheads. Just like my sister, damn it.
Wait, did you just have like a sexy yeah, and then immediately thought of your sister? You sick degenerate fuck. This is why I like you. See, Prudence, why can't you be sick and debased like everyone else?
She's my half sister. Sorry, I only met her about 10 years ago.
Because
he is an upstanding citizen.
Because I'm actually good at keeping my shit together. That's why.
That's why you go to ASU, right?
Be crazy.
Hey, Brian.
You dumb shit. Hell, I've set my leg on fire before at a party. It was awesome.
It's actually a pretty decent university, and I am doing very well there, so I don't need your opinion.
Oh, you're special.
Prudent, if you haven't done something crazy that involves in a part of your body being set on fire, you haven't lived.
Jesus Christ, what is up with people and their standards of living nowadays?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Echo, Brian's back. I don't think I've actually talked to Brian since I saw him in person.
I don't think we have. Hey, Kev, how you doing, mate?
You have your radio settings on, mate.
Yeah, it's a default, I'm afraid.
Wow.
You're sounding like you're from the Hitchhikers, you galaxy.
Actually, I was going to say it sounds like God just entered the room.
I like it.
Okay, hang on. I've got a special request. Hang on, Brian. Can you do kind of an Indian accent? You know, the hello, kind of the Abu thing.
Not really, no.
Oh man, I'd love to have you say, "Hello, this is God speaking. Please be leaving a message at the sound of the beeping."
I'll give it a try. Hello. Hello, this is God speaking. Would you please leave your message at the end of the tone?
Thank you.
Is your computer not working? Have you tried restarting it? Please do that, sir, and then let us know.
A friend of mine years ago actually
Was
had...
that okay?
Yeah, a friend of mine years ago, who was an aeronautical engineer, actually had essentially that for his answering machine message when his aunt, the nun, came calling.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. Anyway, yes, I did overhear something earlier that nearly happened, that I just wanted to pass comment on.
You have the floor.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let me just, because I actually PM'd this to
Yeah, there was like a page
Skype.
and a half in Skype there. I'm like,
Wow.
too much.
Bit of exaggeration.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. Somebody nearly called somebody else out on the. Oh, you didn't nearly do the. I have a black friend, therefore I'm not a racist argument, did you?
I have a Muslim friend.
Yeah.
I actually, you know,
I would just like to point out that, yeah, in that context, I can't be a racist because it is fallacious. Because you can be racist against others that aren't the same race of your friend. Yeah? Now, in this situation, this context, it doesn't quite work. because the paradigm concerning, air quote, Muslims that is being put forward for acceptance flies in the direct face and contradicts the direct experience of said friend, or, in my case, immediate family members. So I'm sorry, but can't dismiss, well, I'm sorry, but this is not consistent with my experience of Muslims on the basis of I have a black friend, ergo not racist fallacy. It doesn't work.
Well, I think Prudent was trying to point out that he has Muslim friends and he doesn't hate the Muslim people. He's criticizing the religion.
I don't actually have Muslim friends. I know Muslims. I don't really. I don't have.
Okay, Prudence.
Am I digging myself into a hole right now?
not so
Dug yourself quite deep. I was actually going to get you out of it by saying I was just teasing, but now, fuck it, I'm doubling down.
Backhoe, man, backhoe.
It's okay. You can have black friends.
Anyway.
Anyway, that was all I really wanted to point out.
Yeah,
is
but
that,
more.
yeah, it's not an automatic fallacy, that one.
More important though, how's the show been going, man?
It's going very, very well indeed.
Very cool.
I'm actually building a fan base.
Give me a plug. If you can.
The WUB, these are UK timings, but yeah, you've got the WUB Factor at midnight on Fridays for 2 hours plus. You've got the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Tuniverse on Saturday between 8 and 10. And this is all going down on wolfmanradio.co.uk.
Is there a...
remember, it's +5 Eastern Standard Time.
Is it +5 now? I can. I always have to work it out 4 times a year, so I never get it right.
Yeah. Is there somewhere where there's an archive of these shows, Brian? Because I have to admit I always miss them, even though I...
Unfortunately, we're not allowed by station policy to produce podcasts. The focus, licensing is for live broadcast. So, yeah, we're licensed for live broadcasting, and yeah, we could do podcasts, but the station keeps the emphasis on the live broadcasting. So,
to be fair, I did make one for you, or I did record one for you, Brian.
yeah, you did, but that was the first one. That was the first one, and I kind of needed that for post analysis.
I feel
levels and all sorts of stuff. I keep my own personal copy of the shows, obviously, for post-show analysis. But
so you actually have been recording them?
I do have them all recorded, yes, but I can't publish.
Yeah, you can't do anything with them now. I do understand, though, that lately you've been having the lovely Exiled actually assisting you with the shows.
She's been assisting me with the shows throughout. She's been billed as co-star, or star essentially, of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Tuniverse since the word go. Because she is the voice of the guide.
And yes, I brought you in halfway just so that you could sit there and plug your shit. Because why not?
Okay. All right. You needed a topic change. I get it.
I'm probably going to listen to this because it intrigues me.
It's the WUB Factor on Fridays. The tag for it is Dubs, Wubs, and Electronica. And the Saturday show, the Tuniverse, is really I've done everything from 1920s through punk, reggae, ska, dub, rock, roll, and everything in between.
I've actually been listening to quite a few of them. I only caught about last half hour of Saturday's show, but
you pop in quite regularly. It's good to see you.
There's some cool shit going on. I mean, there's music I've never heard in eras that I thought I've heard quite a bit of. I mean, it's cool to get the across the pond sounds that we've missed.
I mean, it's like
what you mean. What you meant to say there isn't the across the pond sounds. I think what you meant to say is the better music.
Well, Well, actually,
Well,
it's amazing to hear that they actually have things like music culture over there. We wouldn't have never thought it. We just
Yeah.
thought you had Beatles and that was it, flash in the pond.
Yeah, I mean, who would have guessed after so many thousands of years that we would actually have culture here?
Yeah, imagine it. I don't know, man.
Exactly. Damn French.
I mean, I'm used to statements like, why don't they teach you the English how to speak?
Yeah, I mean, over here, older than 200 years isn't decrepit, it's antique.
Oh, boy.
As opposed to Texas, and anything that's cultural, they tear it down and put up a monument showing that it, basically with a little plaque stating it was once there.
Oh, did you see the episode 6, I think it is, of the current South Park series?
I'm sure I did because I recently went through and watched it. I couldn't tell you which one 6 was, though.
Yeah, the modernization, or was it revitalization of Kenny's house?
Oh, that one, yes, yes,
It
yes, I
was
did.
hysterical. Really was.
Well, I think we are actually running low on topics. Anybody get one for me, or shall we take this sucker offline?
Beer is good.
Poops hasn't failed yet.
Well,
Okay, here's the definition of manly excellence. Something that just takes balls of steel. Knowing you have diarrhea and still risking that fart.
Ooh, yeah.
That is scary.
That's
That's
just Russian roulette.
Yeah. I was gonna say, when you're letting your underwear be a slave to Russian roulette. I don't know if that's manly or stupid.
Just to double down on it, doing that in a public place.
Oh, I was going to ask, where am I at when I'm doing this?
No, I got one to add. In the public place, which has
On a date.
leather seats.
Oh, no. I think we can add to it. In a public place, leather seats, there's no bathrooms nearby, and the fucking cherry on top, you're chatting someone up at the same time.
Mr. Plum in the library with a vacuum cleaner. Just saying.
I hope he brought air freshener.
I hope I'm not in the restaurant while the date's going on.
Oh shit, it's Mr.
I've
Chris.
actually got one of my friends who was shit-faced drunk one night. They all decided to get a chippy, as you do. And as he's standing there, he, taps one of his friends on the shoulder and says, "Here, just to let you know, I've slightly shit myself."
Oh.
He then waddles off into the toilets and tries to scoop out as much of it as he can. Goes home, takes the togs off, has a shower, doesn't throw them in the washing hamper, doesn't put them in the machine himself. No. Hides it under his bed. And as recently as 2 months ago, mentioned to me they are still there.
Because nobody's going to find them there.
No. This happened 3 years ago.
Yeah, I've actually got that one topped.
I believe we should reference Douglas Adams that it has become a guilt god.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, how long has it been since he's been laid? 3 years?
Well,
I have to say, I have that one topped.
Oh, go for it.
Shit.
Carry on, finish.
Oh, no, by all means, top it off.
No.
Or
is that, dear sir?
There's a friend of mine who is toxically mortified, afraid, and I know I malformed those adjectives, afraid of puke. And he once had a visitor stay over, and she puked on the bedsheet. 10 years later, that bedsheet was still bundled in the corner of the room.
Oh.
Because he literally could not touch it to get it anywhere near a washer.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Not even barbecue tongs?
Not even barbecue tongs.
I think that's the point at which you fucking hire someone.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, oh, all right, Kate, give it here. Where do you want it? I'll move it.
Fuck
But,
that.
yeah.
He didn't even think to burn it.
Getting it outside to burn it is the issue
A
there.
push broom, for fuck's sake.
Take a garbage,
Yeah,
take a
literally.
garbage bag, open it up, kind of
Yeah.
cuff it in,
I know.
you know.
I know.
Talk about scared.
The whole thing, the whole thing with
officially-
phobias is that they are
Yeah.
so highly subjective.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
I would just like to make this an official thing. My story has been one-upped. That is fucking disgusting in every sense.
Mark the time and date. Damn it.
Both clap.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just as a reminder, public service announcement. Your brain operates in two modes: objective and subjective. Don't minimize either.
And on that note, we are going to take the rest of the conversation offline. Thank you for joining us on the Insomnia Shuffle. You can, of course, support this channel as well as the main Shadow Heathen channel on Patreon. Yada, yada, yada. Bullshit, ad. Until next time.
Penis.